Hopefully everyone is having a good Wednesday. I'm doing okay myself, and okay. Sorry about that. Guess some people couldn't hear me. All right. Anyway, welcome to AlphaISM Radio. I know it's been a little bit a while since I've been on any great frequency. But tonight, of course, is our post-evolution coverage. I think that the event was a success, but of course, you know, I wasn't there, unfortunately. So the whole point of tonight is to talk about not just what happened this past weekend, but also to talk about what's in store for the future and everything. So, I do wanted to take this time to thank Nothing Excess, Ski Sonic, Arturo. The three of them helped do some commentating and getting random people to interview. I really do appreciate that. And I will attempt, keyword attempt, I will attempt to call Justin tonight and just to, you know, get his feedback on what he thought about evolution and all of that. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and I messaged Ponder, but I don't think he's at the keyboard. So but if as soon as he responds, I will see if he's willing to come on the show and talk about evolution. Of course, his opinion probably matters the most out of all of us. So but anyway, sorry here. I am absolutely famished, so I had a really bad lunch from this place called Roy's Barbecue. That's clue number one. That ain't that great. The potato salad looked like, I don't know, it looked like greenish shit. And then the mac and cheese was greasy and burnt. It was like baked. Someone tried to bake it, and then I guess, and it's not fresh, so I think they threw it in the microwave, which will explain why it's so damn rubbery. So I was really pretty pissed about that. So I haven't had any substantial thing to eat in the last 12 hours or so. But anyway, oh, what's up, Keits? How you doing?
I'm fine. What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Ooh, so what's going on?
I'll be with you in a sec. Just keep talking.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so here's my thoughts on evolution this past weekend. I think that as of Sunday night, when Marvel was finished, I think it was the end of an era. I think that next year will be the beginning of a new era of gaming and tournaments. I will be very surprised if more than one game makes it back. You know, besides the older fighting games, I'd be very surprised if any of the older fighters return. I am actually hoping that it'll be an all new lineup for fighting games to try to draw in some new blood. So anyway, I've been trying to get some feedback on Tatsunoko versus Capcom. The great news is that
I'm all feedback, homie.
Okay.
I played it a lot.
And what was your thoughts?
It is a beta. That's my first thought. It's very unfinished. It's very broken. But the good news is there's a lot of potential there, and what was there was really fun, and quite a large handful of us were addicted to it all weekend. Had a hard time pulling ourselves away from it.
So I'm guessing that you guys get a chance to test out some of the more broken shit Like the stun gun, Alex's stun gun.
Dude, me and James Chen were having trouble right away. Because the first thing I did was picked Alex and tried to do stun gun loops.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm like, okay, weak, medium. We've just been calling them A, B, C, D. A being weak, B being medium, C being strong, D being the partner button. It's just easier that way. So it's just A, B, quarter circle forward B for the flash chop. And then took us a while to figure out stun gun headbutt was a reverse dragon punch motion. But we couldn't get Alex to jump the right distance. He kept jumping over the opponent. It seemed to only work in the corner. Took us a while to realize that different combinations make him jump different distances. So like AB makes him jump half screen, BC makes him jump full screen, and actually what you need to press in the combo is A plus C. It makes him jump a very, very short distance. And works every time. And it's ridiculously easy, and it's a ridiculously awesome 100% combo. So once we figured that out, we told Justin and a whole bunch of other people so that we could get that information out there, let people start doing it, and see if it was actually good or beatable. And you know what? It seemed really fucking awesome at the beginning, but by the end of the weekend, it seemed like Alex almost needs that to compete.
See, that's what I was saying. I was saying is, I mean, he might be just this version of Iron Man, where
like he's got some good shit, like just not as good as the other characters. What sucks is that like, and I'll get into this a little later. It's just so much stuff is punishable in TvC. And to do that punishing, you need a long-range normal. And none of Alex's ground normals, not a single one of them is a kick. They're all very short-range elbows and punches.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't get to do much punishing. And fishing for that jab isn't exactly safe, because normals are not that safe on block or whiff in TvC currently.
Okay. So, what is your impressions on some of the other characters? Like Chun-Li, I mean, she looks.
Well,
wicked.
I'll tell you right now, Chun-Li is the best character in that build. Largely in part thanks to her crouching medium, which is a very, very long-range kick, and then the fact that not only does her standing C step forward, it's her like third strike fierce punch, right? But her launcher, which is down forward C, which is like her up thrust kick, takes another step forward. So even at max range, if she hits you with like the tip of her toe from crouching B, she gets a launch on you.
Right.
And her air combos were the sickest of all the characters in the game. So not only does she have the best launcher, but she can score the most damage off an air combo, and she can punish off an advanced guard the easiest. She was dominating everyone, and it wasn't even fun playing against her towards the end of the weekend. It was just like, oh god, I can't make a single mistake, or she's going to pop me up into a combo that does 25% and builds her tons of super bar, or she's going to pop me up into her level 3 and kill my character.
It's about time Chun-Li got her due.
Oh, please. She's top tier in everything, Ben.
I mean, like in versus games, she's, never been.
Well, she was okay in Marvel 1 for a while until people started figuring it out.
I mean,
but yeah, I don't know. She needs, I'm not saying that she needs to be weakened, but I do think that the rest of the cast needs to be buffed. Either that or the advanced guard mechanic needs to change a little bit. It's like a push block, right?
Right.
But it also reduces your block stun. So you can push them away, and then because normals have such long recovery in TvC, you can punish like right away, really easily.
Wow, okay.
It's tough with some characters that don't have long-range normals, like I was saying. Like Ryu and Chun were just the best at punishing everybody. And Ryu has some really sick-looking combos, too.
Yeah, I was going to ask about him. He looks like he has, like, the donkey kick, and then, I mean, it's like asking for a level 3 after they bounce off the wall. I mean,
and if you don't have level 3, you can just launch and do an air combo and do whatever you feel like doing.
Okay, let me ask you, what about Batsu?
Batsu is probably the second best character in the game. If not Alex. Alex only because of stun gun. But right. Batsu is really solid because if he gets one hit, you don't have to ever catch him. I mean, he doesn't ever have to let you catch him. He can literally jump from corner to corner throwing fireballs and doing dive kicks, and there's almost nothing you can do with any character to stop him from doing this. So that's going to need a heavy nerf. Otherwise, tournament play is really going to see people who want that money are going to pick Batsu and are willing to run away all day. Although I'm sure once Gold Lightan is playable, he'll be able to stop Batsu Runaway. But do you really want to pigeonhole people into counter-charactering any Batsu team with a giant gold waffle robot?
I do what it takes. I mean, I've been hearing conflicting reports about him. I heard that he can block. I heard he can't block.
He can block. I've seen it. It's just when the CPU controls him, he doesn't do it often.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he'll be playable too, so it's just a matter of time. Ken Washio, Eagle Ken, Gotchaman Ken was not playable in our build at EVO due to licensing problems, so we did not get to play as him. But he is the only character in the game currently with an 8-way air dash, so he was probably pretty decent. You don't really need that 8-way air dash to create quick high-low mix-ups, though, because every character in the game has a double jump and an air dash, and you can air dash with all 3 buttons. So instant air dashing is as easy as pressing up, forward, and all 3 buttons.
Really?
So people were instant air dashing all over the place and trying to hit each other that way.
Oh my gosh. Alright, so what about that dude with the machine that runs you over? The one that people had trouble like linking his super because it comes
his
out. His
supers are terrible. His name's Yatterman #1. He's actually pretty good. His supers just like aren't good. I think Ski Sonic was playing him the most. If we can get him on the radio, he'll talk about Yatterman. But he has some like Guy and Maki style command run, which leads into a high-low. Mm-hmm. And then if you're willing to sacrifice your red life, you can Baroque cancel that, which is like, I'll explain what that is in a second, and then get a good combo off. It's just his combos didn't deal amazing damage because his supers were pretty much junk. The dog tries to run you over. It takes so long to start up that even the slowest characters in the game have time to super jump and air dash over it. There's a version of the dog that spits flames that's equally useless and actually punishable. At least the rolling dog isn't punishable. So really, like, the only use for the rolling dog was to DHC with it, so you could either tag Yatterman out or in safely.
By the way, technically, couldn't it be the most lethal character or the most lethal duo team in the game would be Alex Chun-Li? Because Chun-Li could just do a ground combo and just tag in Alex to finish with the stun gun, right?
You can only do a tag mid combo in the air right now.
That's what I thought. Okay, but I wasn't
Can't
sure.
do that on the ground.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay. All right, well, I was going to say either that. I mean, yeah, it's a beta. It's not quite finished, but
right.
But it's pretty
like,
fun.
The dominant team this weekend was definitely Alex Ryu or Alex Batsu. Or sorry, Chun-Li Ryu or Chun-Li Batsu, not Alex. Alex was not the dominant character despite the infinite. It really, really was that hard to land that jab and follow through with that combo. I did find like a pseudo infinite for him with his jumping C, which is like his dive. It's very, very fast. Mm-hmm. But they caught it, I guess, already, and after the second or third rep, your opponent pops out of it automatically.
Okay.
But wanted to talk about other characters, like Cashern, and Yatterman's assist was probably one of the best in the game, because like it grabs you with a wire and holds you there for more combos. So like Alex Yatterman could actually be pretty good. You just jump around and fish for Yatterman assist to connect. But yeah, like all the other characters seem to have the ability to compete at least a little bit. But Tekkaman and Soki seemed the weakest. I was starting to figure some stuff out with Soki at the end of the weekend, but I just kind of ran out of time. But I saw plenty of decent Morgan, and
how is she?
Polymer is really good. Like they're average characters. They're not as good as Chun, and they're not as good as Ryu. And they're probably just as good as Batsu, but Batsu runs away better. So most of the characters felt, well thought out and solid. Tekkaman felt like crap. And Soki seemed like you needed a manual to play him. He wasn't very self-explanatory. Nobody could figure out what happened when you turned into demon mode, like what it changed. And I was just starting to figure out uses for his hyper armor command attacks and canceling those into supers at the end of the weekend. But even then, you got to spend a lot of bar to get the same kind of damage that other characters get for free.
So I guess we should explain what Baroque canceling is. And Baroque is right because it makes...
Yep, it's Baroque, no. Baroque canceling is you press the partner and a button, pretty sure like A and D, and you sacrifice all of your red health on your current character, and you Roman cancel whatever action you're in. So the first use of it is a ghetto Roman cancel. So like Chun-Li's, we're doing crouching A, B, standing C, and then Baroque cancel, and then crouching B, standing C again, and then the launch just to get a few extra hits. Like I said, Yatterman was using it after moves that would ordinarily have no follow-up in order to start a real combo. But what's really interesting about Baroque is that depending on the amount of red life you sacrifice when you started it, while you're flashing for the duration of the Baroque mode, you deal extra damage. So if you sacrifice a small portion of red health, you're essentially getting a Roman cancel and nothing else. If you sacrifice a huge red health bar, like 50%, the damage increase is jaw-droppingly insane. We saw a Ryu player on accident hit standing hard punch, Baroque, and then Shinku Hadouken. Shinku Hadouken, without scaling, without a combo, was doing like 15-20% normally. He nailed for like 80-85%. Everybody was like, what? I know, it's a level 1 super. So like, when your last character is alone, and you can't tag out to heal anyway, might as well store it up and try and make that comeback, right?
Right.
Seems like a really cool mechanic.
Wow, I didn't even know that. So...
Yeah, totally nuts, dude. Everybody was flipping out.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but like the advanced guard thing, where you push block, you can cancel that into itself and just kind of mash it, and it negates chip damage for free. So, like, I think that needs to be fixed or changed somehow. Personally, I wrote up in my write-up about the game that I think that should cost small pixels of red health in order to exchange for not taking yellow damage on chip. But like, you just get hit with Shinku Hadouken, you block it because somebody's trying to chip you, and all you have to do is mash all 3 buttons, and no chip damage occurs.
Interesting.
I felt that
so
was
all you gotta do
ghetto
is mash
and
buttons, and you won't take no chip damage.
Yep, just gotta mash all 3 buttons. Not even that fast. There's plenty of video of it on YouTube already.
Wow.
There's a video of me stun gunning the shit out of somebody. It's awesome.
So
we named that combo the Touch of Stun Gun. So if it's still there in the final version in some form, it's still called Touch of Stun Gun.
Wow, I don't know what to say.
It's fun, man. Everybody who was playing it, like, it's hard to jump in and just start playing it with all the people who were in line, because like a lot of people didn't even know it was 4 buttons, and we're having a hard time getting used to the controls while the other player raped them. The game feels like Rival Schools mixed with Arcana Heart, to be honest, with maybe a dash of Marvel 1. So it's it feels kind of foreign, but it is really fun.
So I guess we better buy this as soon as it comes out. No matter if it comes out in the United States or not, we got to pick up the game.
Oh yeah, it's going to be awesome. And even if it's not perfect, it's something new, and they'll probably make a sequel, and that'll be awesome. We did they did an 8-man invitational tournament for it, which Justin raped us all in.
Who was Justin? Why am I?
Justin was doing Chun Ryu. And he had Ryu's donkey kick combos down pat. It's odd because, the Ryu donkey kick combo, people are going to have to get used to a lot more command normals in this, having only 3 buttons.
Right.
But what you want to do with Ryu is crouching A, B, C, and C is the sweep. And then you got to do forward C, which is his standing hard kick animation. Now, if you think about doing that on the controller, you're holding down and hitting C. Most players are going to roll the controller to forward and hit C again. But C is not a kick. It's an attack, so you throw a Hadouken instead.
Oh.
And you drop the combo. So you have to go crouching A, B, C, then go up to neutral, and then forward C, so that you get the high kick to keep them in place, and then reverse Dragon Punch C for the donkey kick. Then once they're off the wall, it's pretty easy from there. You can do Hurricane Kick Shinku Hadouken, launch into air combo into Shinku Hadouken, or if you have the level 3, just Chinsho Ryuken for like 75%. And the animation for that looks awesome, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
Normal throws were pretty weird too. Like you can dash straight into a throw in this game, which is awesome as well, and everyone has air throws. And on top of that, it seems like when you throw somebody, the camera zooms around a bit, so there seems to be no possibility of doing a combo off of a throw in this game, unlike many of the other Versus games. Unless we didn't test it because it occurred to us too late, but maybe you can Baroque cancel a throw animation. Maybe.
That would be crazy.
I don't know. Maybe. It might work.
I didn't even think of that. Oh, wow.
Credit to Ski Sonic for that thought, but, it's too late now. We can't try it.
Wow. I am... Wow. Okay. I really want to play this game. I mean, I am so...
Come to EVO. It was awesome, dude. EVO was so sick this year.
I know, but at the same time, I'm broke, man. I mean, I may not have a job here in the next year. I mean next week. So, shoot, with all of that, there was no way I can go. But, all right.
You may be broke, but you could have been Baroque if you would have come to EVO.
Yeah, very funny. Haha. All right, so, hold on, my piece is here. Keep talking with the audience.
Hello, audience. Topics. Let's see, I know you all expect me to talk about Brawl, but I'll save that till some more people hop on the line. Street Fighter 4 feels a lot better than I thought it would. I was one of the haters calling it Street Fighter EX4. And I gotta say that when you pick it up and you play the old characters, it does feel a little off. But when you pick it up and you play the new characters, it feels pretty damn good. And I am El Fuerte. Mark my words. That character's fun as hell. And Abel looks fun as hell too. And even though people weren't winning, they looked like they were having fun with Crimson Viper. And you all know about Rufus already. EVO was really, really good this year. Lower attendance due to gas prices or less games or whatever. But it was an awesome event. Like, the hotel sucked, but the event was awesome. Kept looking up in the event hall at the fans, spinning at their lowest possible speed, and I'm like, what is going on here? It is so hot. Why
it
can't
wasn't
they
air
turn these
conditioned?
fans up? What?
It wasn't air conditioned?
Well, maybe they tried to air condition it. They failed.
Wow.
I don't know. That hotel is pretty ghetto.
Really? Green Valley Ranch is supposed to be like a 4-star hotel, isn't it?
Negative 4 stars. I think you read that wrong.
Wow. What was that 5-star hotel we used a couple years ago?
Last year was Green Valley, and the year before that, I believe, was Red Rock. I don't know.
Oh, Red Rock. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. But people want to be on the Strip, right? So I have it on good authority that they wanted to not be in the Tropicana, but the hotel that they wanted was booked for quite a few weeks around the date that they needed. So that's just kind of where we ended up. I don't think we'll be back at the Tropicana next year, but we should still be on the Strip if all goes according to plan.
Oh, so it wasn't at the Green Valley Ranch this year?
No. It was at the Tropicana. Yeah.
Okay, I never heard of it, so.
You were saying you don't think any of the games will be back, and, you're probably right. I think the only ones that have a chance of coming back are, Brawl's definitely coming back.
Right.
No doubt.
So let's talk about that for a bit.
We should get some more people on the line for that, because there are a lot of people really hype about that right now. Yeah.
Hello, Manchester. Who are you?
Hey, it's Master Gibby, yo.
Master Chibi?
What's up, Gibby?
Not much.
Gibby, Gibby.
Oh.
He's one of the best Mark of the Wolves players in the United States.
Wow.
And
okay.
apparently he's not having a working microphone right now.
Well, welcome to the show anyway.
I think Third Strike finals were really tough to watch with so many Chun-Lis in them. And, the same old happening. I'm not sure everybody agrees with me. But just simply because Third Strike had the most amount of entries, I'm not so certain it'll be gone next year, but you never know. I'm not really part of that group that decides that. I think ST is definitely gone if HD Remix is done and good. And CVS2 is pretty much on its last legs as well, even though the CVS2 finals were actually pretty good this year.
I just saw Inkblock's post about the netcoding for Super Turbo HD, and it's still not fixed, right?
It's not GGPO, and I don't think it's peer-to-peer either. I think it's still going through some server. I don't know. I don't know the details, but I haven't heard too much good.
I mean, I don't know what it's going to take to really get through. I mean, maybe that's one of those things I have to do. Maybe I need to have a show, because I mean, everyone knows who Chris Benson is, right? So, hold on a sec. Invalid Skype name or number. Okay, hold on. Hold on for a second. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, who's this?
This is MrWizard.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on?
For some reason, it pops up as an unknown number, and then it says, so I can't join you to the conference where everybody else is.
It shouldn't. I'm on a Sprint cell phone. I don't know why it does that.
Can you like PM me your number, and I'll just dial you back, and just so I can join
Alright.
you? Okay. That was really weird. Okay. I couldn't join Wizard to the discussion, so I'm going to call him back right now. Okay, give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right. This would be good because, you know, we're getting one of the tournament organizers firsthand what's going on.
Hello?
Hey, Wizard, what's going on?
What's going on?
So, what's your take on Evolution this year?
I thought it went really well. I think that we nailed it as far as terms of administration running and being on time and everything. The entrants were a little bit lower just because there wasn't a guaranteed prize payout, or the games are a little bit stale. But obviously next year will be a different animal. So look forward to that.
By the way, I do owe you an apology. You know, I thought you were responsible for Guilty Gear not being part of the lineup this year, when actually it was sort of the opposite. You were kind of overruled on that, and I honestly thought you were behind it, so I apologize for that. That's my bad. And
I'm actually like, when the EVO directors have a meeting or an email or whatever, it's never one person deciding anything. It's a 4-person common denominator kind of thing. So we actually took quite a bit of time deciding what games would be in this year and what games wouldn't, and it was a really hard decision.
Did it surprise you how many interests they had in their side tournament?
It didn't surprise me. Guilty Gear is a really strong community, and I know they would pull through regardless of it being an Evolution or not. And we were happy to see that they succeeded, and hopefully we'll see if they're back next year.
Yeah, I mean, here's another thing. I mean, Guilty Gear is sort of, not as much as the other games, but it's sort of in the same boat. I mean, we have a bunch of new games. You know, Action Core has been out for 2 years. So, you know, I don't know
what you guys just say actually go out on radio? Because I didn't really hear anything until about 20 seconds ago.
Right, I forgot to join you guys back into the conversation. My fault.
Nice. You might want to repeat what you just said.
I'm sorry about that. All right, I'm telling you, man, I'm hungry. I'm starving. Anyway, yeah, like next year, I'm actually hoping, as I said before, I'm hoping for a completely new lineup of games. Let me ask you a question, Wizard. What do you think, if let's say, for the sake of argument, that King of Fighters 12 is pretty popular, what do you think the odds of it ever, being one of the featured games?
I think it has a great shot. I've been pushing for King of Fighters for quite a while, but the community hasn't been there like in clumps around the country. It's always been centralized in either California or New York or foreign countries like Mexico or Japan or Taiwan or whatever.
Yeah.
But if King of Fighters ends up on a next generation console, and that's what EVO's looking for next year, definitely it could be the first King of Fighters to be included in the EVO lineup.
All HD EVO, man. That's what they're looking forward to, Ben.
I mean, hey, I don't mind that at all. I mean, I think
They're thinking like if it runs in low res and it's going to lag on really heavy TVs, they don't want it anymore. They want to get lighter TVs and make the entire process of setting up and tearing down more convenient.
I didn't think of it that way.
Well, now I think now that we have staffers that help out and people who help us unload the truck and load the truck, I don't think the weight of the TVs is really a accurate barometer to say that we need to switch to high definition.
But you know, but switching to high definition does have one benefit, and that is that I think it will be nice for the passerbys. When they come in and they look at they're not seeing Super Turbo from 1993 before some of them were even born.
Right, and I mean it's also good with the companies that actually want to support us and they actually want to move on to the newer generation titles instead of sticking with games that are 10 years old, and I think it's just a win-win proposition across the board.
Wiz, are you going to keep all those old TVs and use them for BYOC?
I don't know at this point what we're doing. We've only had brief talks about the game lineup for next year and stuff. That's always like an 8-month planning process, so I don't know what's going to happen for next year.
BYOC was pretty big this year too, but like I can even imagine how like huge it would be if we had all the pool TVs from this year too, because if those got replaced.
Yeah, BYOC was the biggest out of the 10 years that we've done EVO. Was the biggest this year.
Plus, considering the fact that a lot of people who would normally be crowded around a BYOC TV were crowded around Street Fighter 4, Tatsunoko HD Remix, and BlazBlue. Man, it was like there was so much room to move, and everybody got to play. It was awesome.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going for this year, and definitely splitting the crowd to where there was a lot of room to move was actually a really good idea.
It's one of those things, though. One question to ask: I haven't heard one person give me feedback on BlazBlue.
I actually did not play it all weekend. I was actually busy, but I ran by it and it looked really amazing. It was actually like just what you would expect from a Guilty Gear spin-off. Looked amazing. The characters were all unique. The flow was nice. I mean, it was displayed on a high-definition monitor, so it looked 10 times as good as a normal game. So, but I'm not really at liberty to say because I didn't really play it. I don't want to give any false impressions.
Right, but you know what? I looked at the gameplay videos for that game. The game looks phenomenal. I mean, as far as the girl with the guns. Yeah, it really does look phenomenal. And I think that it will be we'll be doing the service to ourselves that if we don't, if the fighting game community doesn't even at least give it a try, because the game looks like it's really, really, really good. And I knew that was going to be a possibility that BlazBlue was going to get crowded out by Street Fighter 4 and Tatsunoko versus Capcom, because it's largely a pro Capcom community that's going to be attending there. But still though, it's for those of you out there that have not heard about the game, just go to youtube.com and just put in BlazBlue, BlazBlue, and look at some of the gameplay videos. Think Guilty Gear in high resolution, but more than that, think Guilty Gear, but even more stylish than Guilty Gear is. The game, you can never say that they copied this from anybody else. Everything is 100% original, from the character selection and everything.
That's what Arc System does really well. They make unique games and unique characters, and that's what makes the Guilty Gear and BlazBlue franchises really well known.
But by the way, what was your impressions of Street Fighter 4?
Well, it's really unfair for me to say because I've seen earlier copies, but I think it's a good start. They really tried, and the characters are there, and there's still characters to be released, and there, but the animation is just a little bit choppy. I mean, they could really clean that up. But other than that, I mean, it's a decent game, and I think we'll definitely look forward to the console port, which might be like version 2, or the arcade second version, which most likely be Championship Edition.
It's so weird, like, the animation in 4 right now is such a mixed bag. Some attacks look really nice, and other ones just look like, what were they doing?
Yeah, I think the game was a little bit rushed, but I mean, they wanted to get it out there in time for just to start the franchise and let them know that they're still out there and they're still making games. So,
well, the good thing about 3D is they can change those animations without as much work as 2D.
Right, and over the years, you have to think back to what Street Fighter game actually was a good first version, and almost all of them were horrible first versions.
It's never happened.
You know, I was just thinking, though, I mean, I know this sounds a little bit fanboyish, but what do you think about the fact that there's a good possibility, since the guy basically said it, that for the first time we're going to see Ryu and Ken's teacher in the Street Fighter game? Something that's been rumored ever since World Warrior. You know, that eventually they'll somehow put him in the game. You know, we've seen the EGM jokes, which I fell for the second one. I didn't fall for the first one, but the second one with Thirst, that was Next Generation. That wasn't Third Strike or Second Impact, but it was pretty cool how they even had a photo of him and his moves, and they have him doing one-handed fireball. Was cool as shit, and I realized it was fake. You know. But anyway, I mean, I think that it's kind of cool. I guess you need something to really push the game, but I mean, that's going to be really interesting how they're going to actually do him, because I mean, it's going to be so much hype once it gets closer to the release date for the console. You know, how are you going to make this dude good, but not break the game though? But you know, he has to be the shit though. You know, he can't be weaker than Ryu and Ken. That won't make any sense, right? So.
Right.
You know, I'm just.
And I think Capcom has been really good about listening to the fans over the past year, and they're adding stuff that I think the fans have always wanted to see. And making that a reality makes a lot of fanboys' dreams come true. And finally find a showdown, seeing Ryu and Ken and the teacher would probably be a pretty good showdown.
You know what? I was just thinking, because you know what? Some of the things that have been going through my mind is okay, in Street Fighter 4, is there any like customized intros for certain characters that are matched up?
As far as I've seen, there are none,
Okay.
but I really haven't seen the final version.
Right.
So I mean, they weren't in the betas, so if they were in the final, they're there. I mean, I just got to see Seth. We got to play against Seth at EVO. On Thursday night, so you actually get to see the boss in action. But I haven't really seen any customized intros.
Okay, I was just thinking, you know, what's going to be the opening intro for, you know, can you remember, you know, I guess, you know, like in Alpha 3, you know, in the intro between Jin and Akuma, you could tell that they've seen each other before, you know, or at least fight each other before. Of course,
maybe later, dude, but they don't have that stuff in the current build of
Right.
Street Fighter 4, the arcade build. It's just not there. They didn't have time, I guess.
I'm just saying this, once they put it in, it better be badass. I'm just saying. It better be badass, you know. But, moving on a bit, so, you know, Wizard, do you think that, Evolution was a success, or, you know, or how do you feel about the whole thing? Do you, you know, do you think there's, anything, you know, you might want to have done differently, or does everything just pretty much went off without a hitch? I didn't, you know, thank goodness there weren't any major incidents, you know, but what's your thoughts on it?
I thought EVO was a huge success, despite the numbers being down, just because it was a transition year where all the games are pretty much coming to an end, and we're going to a new era, and it being our 10th anniversary. But yeah, a lot of maybe like heavy hitters may not be able to come just because of conflicting issues or money situation. But I think the people there actually got a treat, and everything ran perfectly on time. We actually had extra time left over, so we ran a few marble money matches, which everyone loves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think the tournament was a great year. It sets us up for next year with the online mandatory registration. sets us up with how to run pools more efficiently, and hopefully opens the door to some more sponsors so we can get you guys some more stuff.
Nice, nice. Do you know how the Capcom? I mean, I'm sure that at some point the Capcom reps had to be there. You know, do you know how they felt about the tournament? Were they impressed? Were they happy? Were they, you know?
The reps on hand were actually really busy, and I didn't want to bug them as also we were busy also. Obviously, we'll get impressions over the next week or two, but as far as I saw, they were really happy with the event, and they would love to be a part of the next EVO next year. So, good looking out for that.
That's good. I mean, I was happy to learn that. I mean, because I was a little bit bummed at the very beginning. You know, it's like, oh, Capcom was not gonna be at this year's EVO. Oh man, come on, they gotta be there. I mean, it's gonna be, but what I liked about it though is that Capcom, really, 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 was behind EVO in a big way. Putting out 2 games that not even are out yet in the United States and for play. I mean, that's
one of
huge.
which probably isn't coming here ever.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was really, really cool. I mean, whoever is responsible for that, all those people, I think I speak for all the fighting game enthusiasts when I say thank you. That was really, really, really cool. I couldn't think of anything cooler you could have done for the fans by getting them hands-on play on, the games that aren't even out yet or aren't even finished yet.
Yeah, I think after speaking with Seth, the developers of TvC actually wanted feedback, and they know that the USA is incredibly good at the Marvel games, and so they said this is the absolute best way you could do it. So they overnighted a board to Capcom headquarters, and we set it up for EVO. And as far as I know, they're still looking for feedback. I think there's a link in the fighting game discussion forum about getting feedback to the developers to see what you want. But yeah, Keits was right. The game has a 95% chance of not coming here. And if it does come here, it'll be severely crippled without most of the anime side of the characters. So we don't want to see that.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, I know this has been beaten to death in the threads, especially in the fighting game discussion subsection, because there's like 25 threads. But it bears repeating that when I had Kai on here Saturday, he said that when there was an event on the East Coast and one of the Marvel execs hinted about another Marvel fighting game, with Capcom, and now everyone knows about the what was said just a few weeks ago, basically the guy verified that the game is actually in progress because he said that look for it in not too distant future or something along those lines. So obviously there is some point it's in progress at some point, which of course would be a dream come true again for all the fanboys who wanted another Marvel versus Capcom game. Although I'll be more happy with Marvel vs. DC than I would be Marvel vs. Capcom, but I'll take what I can get.
That's a really tricky question. Obviously, I can't really go into specifics, but I will say that it's a good chance it's on the way and it's going to be coming out in the near future, but I'm not going to confirm or deny anything at this point.
But can I ask you
that NDA?
but I mean, even that aside, though, my question is, wow. I mean, but let's my question is, what would happen? How would that be factored into next year? Because I'm hoping is if the game comes out in the very near future, I mean, I hope there won't be another situation where we have to, scratch our heads and wonder, should we include the game because they may come out so late that, but you just can't have a tournament without that there.
Well, Bunkei, dude, people were doing Soul Calibur 4 side tournament at EVO this year. So it came out too late for the official lineup, but people still play it at the tournament.
But what I'm asking though is, I mean, Wizard, I'm not asking you to divulge anything. But let's for the sake of argument say it's Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Okay, I mean, if they're going to release the game out, would you guys consider making an exception just because of the the hype that will inevitably will surround the game. You know, I'm only saying, even if the game comes out literally a month before Evolution World, I would think that it just, even though that no one barely would play it, I think it would mean so much for people to, you know, see the game in action. You know, do you agree with that, or do you think that, you know?
Yeah, no, I definitely think that if a game came out a month before EVO and it was a Marvel game, that there would be so much hype surrounding it that we actually have to do something with it, whether it be in on-the-spot last-minute tournament, or whether it be an exhibition, or money matches, or a team tournament. We would do something with it. There wouldn't be a way where we would actually leave it out, because it's we know the community's been waiting for it for a while. So I doubt that EVO would shut it for a year. We would actually try to make something happen,
Right.
regardless of when it came out.
Well, you know what? One of the things I would like to mention is the fact that, have you guys ever thought that? Have you just thought about pinching yourselves? I mean, 18 months ago, we had nothing. Now it's as if we've all been granted 3 wishes, and somebody wished, I want every Capcom game we ever dreamed of, and then poof, they all just start popping out. You know, if it's not Super Turbo, it's Street Fighter 4. If it's not Street Fighter 4, it's Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Now another Marvel fighting game. I'm like, what's next? Street Fighter Alpha 4?
The whole year was a crazy whirlwind, and the information we were getting at the end of the year, closer to EVO, was really crazy. And just to get those games at EVO was really good. And I mean, Capcom seems to be in full throttle now to just pump out games and sequels and franchises that they have the rights to. So I wouldn't put it past them to maybe see another Alpha sequel, or maybe see a Third Strike sequel. I mean, they know they have the franchise in place. It's a matter of getting the artists and getting the designers to actually put the game together.
Man, you know, I am, you know, of course, I'm very hyped, not just on Capcom games, because it looked like that everybody seems like is stepping it up on the fighting games. I don't know if anyone's noticed that, but you look at BlazBlue, you look at, you know, even Street Fighter 4, you look at it, and you look at King of Fighters 12, it looks like that everybody is really stepping it up. I even heard some positive reviews on Soul Calibur 4. So, I mean, it seems like that, wow, I mean, it really is a great time to be a gamer. I mean, a fighting gamer. I haven't...
That's why, I think the past year has been the year of the fighter, and that's why I think EVO 9 is going to be the craziest, hypest event you'll ever see. Just because everything's brand new, all these thirsty people looking for competition are going to be able to have it. I think you're going to see a lot of people coming out of retirement to play. I mean, Daigo was just spotted playing Street Fighter 4 recently and kicking ass at it.
Right.
So, I mean, I think a lot of people are going to be coming back, and EVO's going to be crazy big next year.
When a game is new, a lot more people think they have a reasonable shot at winning the tournament.
Right.
You don't have all these veteran, you know, celebrity big names scaring everybody off, you know. They don't say, oh, you know, so-and-so, like Justin's going, I have no chance, I might as well stay home. Everyone is brand new. Everyone's on even footing, at least just for a little while. So it could be huge. A lot of new blood.
Mm-hmm. It is a lot of new. I mean, it's really, really quite. I mean, I was thinking back in my mind, when is the last time have we had such a slew? It really probably has been 15 years. I mean, you would have to really go back to when Super Turbo was around. Mortal Kombat 3 was popular. Killer Instinct was popular. That was like the last. I mean, really, back in the early 90s was probably the last time I really thought of a whole slew of new properties, or at least new games of existing properties came out, and they always kind of competing against each other. Because I don't know. This is sounds kind of weird, but when I was living in St. Louis, the most popular fighting game in there was Killer Instinct 2. You say you could, it's like, you know, Marvel, you know, they had, at that time, X-Men vs. Street Fighter was out, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 was out. You know, you can go and play those, but man, you can't even see the screen for Killer Instinct 2. I don't know, that game was just that popular. By the way, that's the next game I'm waiting for. They have to resurrect that at some point.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping they would too. I was a huge fan of Killer Instinct, and I've been hearing rumors for quite a while about Killer Instinct 3. So,
man, it's one of those things where they would. I mean, I know that the guys that made it, they're now with Microsoft, which actually is great. So but they have to know that there's definitely people out there crying out for another Killer Instinct title. Okay, we got Jaha going in here. Hey, what's up, Jaha? Hello, Jaha, plug in your microphone. Okay, we're gonna wait for Jaha to plug in his microphone.
I'd almost be worried about oversaturation because there's like 12 or 14 new fighting games for this year and next year. It's like, what do we pick? What do we ignore? And what if the stuff we pick is the bad shit and the stuff we ignore ends up being the really solid shit?
I think it's one of the chances you take. It's like you try to make an educated guess, and the best thing will come out of it. And obviously, sequels and established franchises are a great bet. But I mean, you can't always be right. I mean, if something happens.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, do you think EVO will be a higher game count next year? Because I know we dropped from 8 to 6. You know, we're going to go back up to 8. What do you think?
I think the EVO count is going to stay at 6 for a while. We were kind of overworked with 8, and even 7 would be too much. And it's really a matter of just picking the games that we want to see. And if we run side tournaments, we run side tournaments. But 6 main events is plenty.
But you know what? I was hoping that with all of these new fighting titles coming out, I'm hoping that eventually fighting games go back to mainstream as opposed to just being a niche. You know, for us, you know, hardcore gamers, it'd be nice if we get a new generation of people who may not be familiar with the games that these, you know, the games that these were based on. You know, because I mean, obviously, you know, trying to get somebody young to play King of Fighters 98 Ultimate Match, that's not going to happen. I mean, it's like you asking them to play a game. I mean, you might as well go ahead and ask them. You know, hey, this is a nice game from the Neo Geo, that's about 20 years old. You know, yeah, let's go ahead and play. You know, but with King of Fighters 12 and with BlazBlue and with Street Fighter 4, now we get a chance to pull all of the people that aren't hardcore fighting gamers, you know, into the match.
Yeah, I think a lot of the gamers missed out on the generation where everyone was playing these games, and it's starting to come full circle and going back to mainstream again. So hopefully it will come around and it will be as popular as the FPS crowd or the computer crowd or whatever got going on. So hopefully it'll be a huge franchise and we can work with everyone.
Man, this is probably the first evolution where literally as soon as it ends, we're already thinking about next year. This is probably this next year. I still think this next year will probably be the most anticipated evolution ever, and I really cannot wait for this. I mean, I know that it's a full year away, but believe me, it won't seem that long, and we're gonna have a lot of games to keep us occupied. And man, I just cannot wait. And next year, yes, I will be there next year. I cannot allow this chance to witness history pass by my fingers. I mean, really.
Yeah, I actually sent an email to our broker about getting us a good location for next year because obviously the Tropicana was kind of a letdown, and we're trying to get better locations for everyone and try to stay on the script because obviously it was a success.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the faster we put in our bid, the more locations we'll have to scout out of. And just adding all the games on a strip location should be a monumental event.
You know what? Let me ask you a question. Wasn't out of all of the hotels, which one was the nicest? Was the Red Rock the nicest out of all of them you've done?
The Red Rock or the Green Valley they were really nice hotels. I think Green Valley just got their 5th star for the 5-star awards because they had another resort. But Red Rock, just because it was brand new when we were there, it was like 6 months from being built.
Wow!
And, it was a really nice hotel, and we got a great deal there. So, but yeah, obviously the strip factor seems to be making a lot of people happy, and you don't have to travel as far to get to other locations. So we're going to look at staying on the strip if we can.
Man, I mean I mean I'm glad that it's all been it's all been planned, or at least it's already in the planning stages, because I think next year I think that it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I plan on doing the show live there next year, and I cannot wait. It really is gonna be crazy. I mean, I have never been this excited about anything even related to video games. I mean, this is probably the first time since literally I was a teenager that I've ever been excited about anything, especially related to fighting games. And and I'm hoping that Evolution will finally get the coverage it deserves in the United States. I still don't think it's people don't know. I mean, even though that Evolution, has a lot of players. I mean, but still, though, I mean, you look at some of the other tournaments. I mean, they dwarf Evolution, and I'm like, that's not fair, because everybody has heard of Street Fighter, or at least played it. I mean, come on, I cannot believe that there's someone age 21 or older that has not ever heard of Street Fighter. If you play video games, you should have heard of Street Fighter. So I was with that in mind, I cannot think of any reason why they would be interested in playing a brand new version of a storied franchise like Street Fighter.
Yeah, I think Street Fighter's been like on the passive end the past 5 years. And everyone knows it's out there, and everyone knows it's still alive, but they really haven't seen anything new from Capcom, and it's basically just a side fodder. But
Right.
I mean, with all the games that are coming out in the future, and even like we're really close to 09, I think it's gonna be a crazy year, and I think Capcom's going to explode with crazy numbers for sales, and I just think it's going to go for a circle. So.
And what's feeling good, what's really good about this is that for the first time ever, we have a inside man, and I'm talking about Seth, obviously, that works, with them, and so. I mean, as you guys know, I mean, I don't know if any other, and Chris was right about when he mentioned this on the forum. I don't know if any other video game software developer that has taken so much input from the fans. I mean, we've seen it, like Microsoft does, takes input for when they was testing Halo. But I mean, not to the extent of, how the Capcom have listened to us about what we wanted to see in the games. I mean, so I really want to take the opportunity to actually say thank you for even listening to us. I mean, because I don't want to get up on a high horse and say, well, you better listen to us or it'll fail. But it's great,
Yeah, I think a lot of things in the past, Capcom didn't really listen to their fans; they listened to their accountants and people on the inside, and that's what maybe made the franchise go down a little bit downhill. But since that's been there, it's been like a crazy uphill, just rebuilding relationships and getting the fans to trust them again, which is a huge thing. And once they see that that's all in place, it's like it's a much easier ride, and you can just sell up to the fans really easily by just listening to them.
One of the things I should talk about. Okay, what was the finals like for Super Smash Bros. Brawl?
Here it comes.
I think this is where the drama starts or whatever. But I think the Smash Finals was really good. Whether it be the community either segregates itself from us or they actually embrace us, either way, the Smash Finals was super exciting. It was super skillful to watch these players dodge Super Final Smashes. I saw countless number of items being left on the stage because no one wanted to deal with them. One of the guys was throwing the items off the stage because that was his strategy. I mean, I saw skillful play across the board, and we're going to get some footage released in the next couple of days so you guys can see it. But I mean, I thought it was a great finals, and I think we're gonna try to stick on a similar ground for next year, whether it be just a little bit rules tweaking or keeping it the same. I think we're going to continue to use what's going on right now.
Were there a lot of people, watching and cheering and all of that?
Yeah, so surprisingly, Finals Day was actually really, like, once they saw the people playing with skill, it was pretty loud in there.
Wow.
I think it was actually louder than most of the Marvel Finals. There was only one exciting match in Marvel this year. That was when Justin Wong, but I mean, I think the whole finals was action-packed. It was a different strategy we haven't seen before, and hopefully it's here to stay.
Did Brawl have the most entrants?
No, I believe Third Strike came in number one with just a little bit over 200, and then.
And they all played Chun-Li, right?
Yeah, it was like 90% Chun-Li, which is really what made it bad. So,
I'm like, wow.
I actually thought Yun was going to make a bigger appearance this year, and I barely saw any Yuns this year, so I don't know what happened.
Wow. What do you think the No. Please, Wizard, I pay you not to put Mortal Kombat versus DC there. Listen, I don't care if the game is great or not. I mean, it's just the whole principle in the matter. You know,
we actually had Seth actually talk to Ed Boon at a E3 and to see if he wanted to actually show the game at Evolution. And I think Ed Boon was actually kind of scared because he knew we would probably rip his game apart. So he actually declined to bring it to EVO, and Seth had some blacked out photos of him and his whole team playing Street Fighter 4. So we'll use those in the future to persuade him when we need some favors.
Wow. I don't mean. Okay, people say, what if the game is really good? Okay, I don't know. That's just like saying, what if Ray Charles come back and does another concert? I mean, you know, it's just not possible. I mean, the game has been in mediocre land since Mortal Kombat 4. Now we're up to Mortal Kombat, what, 8 or 9 or something? Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the 8th version. So, I mean, he actually, you can't really actually talk shit on the guy because he actually sells a lot of copies of his games. He knows what sells, and he knows what his fans have kind of wanted.
He knows what his game is, definitely.
Right, but I mean, as far as making it a hardcore fighting game, I think he's really far from it, and I think that it won't happen unless he brings back all his original developers.
I mean, I couldn't care less what he says about how many copies he sells. I mean, Ron Jeremy sold a lot of porn. Does that make him good looking?
Right. Exactly.
You know, I mean, seriously, you know, some people, I mean, they just buy whatever, you know. Like, hey, you know, it could have been a turd smeared on a CD and people would still bought it, you know. So, I mean, it really doesn't impress me, especially in the United States, you know. But, I mean, yeesh. I mean, I really wanted to, like, whoever authored that deal between, you know, Midway and DC, I'm like, you know, that's kind of like a slap in the face of the Capcom people. Like, wait a minute, you gonna give them a chance to make a versus title, and you know they don't have nothing to go on. They don't have a solid fighting game system like Capcom does to base their game on. They don't have anything.
Their games sell better, Bunk.
Okay, all right. You know what?
That's what they've got. It may not be as good to us, but it sells better.
But you know what? You know, I'm going to make some sheep porn, and I'm going to. I mean, since apparently that's going to sell, people shouldn't mind some sheep porn too, because I mean, obviously, it's not any worse than that game will be. So that's all I have to say about that.
I don't know what you're talking about. Porn's free.
Yeah, I think the Mortal Kombat series, like, it's actually, like, all it takes is money to acquire the license, and you don't acquire the license for yourself. Like, it's not exclusive, so you can actually just acquire the license for, like, another Marvel game by paying a sum of money, and you have the rights to use it for that game. So it's actually not that hard to acquire a license. It's all money, monetary value.
I mean, I'm just baffled. When I first heard about the game, I thought I did think it was an April Fool's joke. I'm like, yeah, this must be an April Fool's joke. And then I saw it on IGN.com. I'm like, I was just deflated when I saw that. You know.
Yeah, I think I remember him saying he was going to start over with MK8, but it doesn't look like he's starting over at all. He's using the same graphics. So.
Exactly. You know, I mean, it's like I had the same expression on my face watching that trailer than I did when I accidentally saw the Two Girls One Cup video. You know, it's the exact same facial expression I had on my face. You know.
Right.
I just don't know what they were thinking. Shit, goodness gracious, I'm gonna be sick. All right, but yeah. So Brawl was a success, and it was pretty hyped. The finals were pretty hyped. That's good to hear. I was, man, you guys are gonna have your hands full.
I mean, despite a lot of maybe a lot of their named players not coming, whether it be conflict or just boycott or whatever, I think there is a crowd out there for items, and it's just been suppressed for so long that I think people. I mean, Brawl's a completely different game than Melee. So I mean, I think when the videos come out or after the DVD comes out and people actually see the high level of gameplay, they'll maybe reconsider. But I mean, there's a lot of younger adults out there that may not come to that conclusion. But I mean, this is an alternate way of game playing. If everyone wants to play, there's two ways to play Brawl, and we're one of them. So
I had a conversation with Mr. Serlin after the Brawl finals. Asked him what he thought, because his opinion on what competitive is pretty well respected. He said that he feels there are only 3 ways to play with items. Number 1, turn them all on. Number 2, turn them all off. Number 3, smash balls only. But his stance on stages was pretty different. He said that he doesn't want to deal with, any terrain. He wants to play on the most simple, basic stages, blah, blah, blah. He went on. And I said, you know what? Just like, I don't agree with you, but I want you to understand why. If I want to play a game where character versus character is the only factor, I can right now name you about 3 dozen games that do it better than either Smash Brothers game. The reason I like Smash Brothers Brawl is because I have to deal with randomly spawning items and really overpowered super moves and very, very wild and different levels and terrain, sometimes that move on you while you're playing. That's why I like it. It's so different. If I really wanted that character versus character experience, Brawl is not the place I would go to get it.
Right, I think you would go back to Melee if you actually wanted the character versus character experience.
Or to any other good game.
Or Street Fighter.
And I think the stages that we tried to ban only just because it became more about fighting against the stage than fighting against the other player. Like one of the Donkey Kong stages where it just kept moving up and it just became a stage battle.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that one, but the one that scrolls to the side is actually really good.
Well, I mean, it might be good in your opinion, but we've got several arguments against it, and we went against it this year. Maybe we'll open it up again next year, and we're obviously open to a lot more interpretation of what's fair now and what's not. So, but I mean, leaving all the items in play, and I cannot see that happening just because.
Oh, I don't want them all in play.
Items out there like Curry and some of the other ones that are really bad. So, yeah, we'll definitely take a look at the rule set for next year. And
yeah, I'd definitely like to see a few more of them, but definitely not all of them. I don't agree with our friend Mr. Serlin on his stance on either side. I just kind of wanted to relate that story as to say why I like Brawl with all that stuff in the way, as opposed to trying to make it into this character versus character only game, which I could just go play ST and have a much better time.
All right.
All right.
Let me get right back.
What's going on?
Is there
Oh
an
my
avalanche
God.
happening at your house?
Deadly Rave, bitch.
Haha! Shit.
Rorik, you weren't at EVO. What are you doing?
I feel fucking great. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping. And Naomi is almost emulated, people. How the fuck you feel?
Let me tell you something. If Marvel goes on GGPO, the world's going to end. I'm letting you know that right now. I mean, it's shoot. It's already bad enough with Third Strike, but man, you put Marvel on there, Pronder's going to have a problem.
I think I was actually only one of like 7 people who actually have to play Marvel Capcom 2 on Xbox Live, and I actually don't even think a cable modem can like support it right now. There's so
That's you,
much
Pachi?
action. Excuse me?
That's you, Pachi, man? Jin Pachi.
Jin Pachi?
Nah, my bad, dude. You sounded like that one cat that was telling those stories.
Rorik,
No.
dude, that's MrWizard.
Yeah, that's MrWizard there.
Oh, man, it's a fucking honor to meet the king of SRK.
You fucked up. No,
Fan of
Well, I don't recognize no 7. That your name is a number, dude, so I don't know.
He's using one of those old telephone contraptions.
Yeah,
That's all
I'm
good.
not with the new school Skype crowd yet, so.
Yeah. Man, I was gung-ho about that shit.
because I knew that that eventually, how they said that Third Strike was never going to be emulated, and then what we're doing right now, yeah. So I knew it was only going to be a matter of time before Naomi gets emulated, and then all of a sudden, okay, that's going to be ugly. And, that's good, and and I'm really pissed off about that because I wanted Marvel to die,
Why?
because
Here's a very interesting little fact that very little people know. At the end of the EVO 2K4 finals, we actually had a really serious discussion about killing off Marvel. I think 2004 was actually the worst year for Marvel. It was just horrible matches across the board. I think Ricky and Justin split the pot that year, and it made it like 10 times worse. So we actually entertained the thought for almost 3 months about just killing off Marvel. And I'm actually kind of glad we didn't, just because of the past 3 years was really great Marvel years. But yeah, it's just a crazy thought that it actually could have been a cut from the lineup.
Man, it's time to put out the pasture. How many times are you going to do, fly combos with Sentinel? How many times are you going to do Fry Pan? Come on, man. It's time to put it out to pasture.
It's what the people love, man.
Okay.
Well, but on the other hand, you have to say that about every game in our lineup.
Yeah.
How many times can you see back Fierce with Chun-Li? It gets old after a while.
I'm totally in it. That's why I said all new games next year.
And I think 95% chance it's going to happen. We're just dumping everything. And, if a game comes back, it might be just one game. And
Probably Brawl.
obviously conversions will happen. Like ST will go to STHD, and probably Tekken 5 will go to Tekken 6. Those are obvious choices. But as far as new games, everything's up for grabs.
I don't even know how the Tekken community feels about 6. I keep hearing mixed reports. Like, some people hate it, some people love it. A lot of people say that Soul Calibur 4 is a better choice than Tekken 6. I don't know. I don't know what the consensus is.
Soul
Well,
Calibur.
a lot of
Go
people
ahead.
really haven't played Tekken 6 though, because Tekken 6 is only arcade and it's very limited across the country. I think you'll get a better shot at it.
Yet there's one in
People think
Racine,
about it.
Wisconsin.
Right? Yeah.
There's
Well,
an arcade machine for Tekken 6 in Wisconsin. Who the hell
Yep.
plays video games in Wisconsin?
A lot of us.
Eh,
Back off. dude.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
There was a Tekken 6 machine at New York this weekend at $3.
$3 a game.
Holy
Yep.
cow.
And
Holy
people were
Or something
playing.
cow.
on it. We were like, holy shit.
And people were
Holy
playing it.
cow.
The craziest shit ever.
$3.
So
Right.
when Tekken comes out in the fall, or I think it's actually like early next year on the PlayStation, we'll actually see a lot more comments on if the game is semi-decent or whatever. But I think it's really based on opinions of people who only have arcade access right now.
Wait a minute. I thought Tekken 6 was straight to PS3 or straight to console.
Nah,
Nope.
man, it's an arcade, yo.
But remember, I thought years ago, not years ago, but I thought like a year ago they said that the next Tekken was going to be console only.
Well, I guess they
There was
changed
a
their
live
mind.
PS3 only.
Soul Calibur 4 is straight to PS3 and Xbox 360, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Soul
but
Calibur's
also
tight.
Soul Calibur 3 came out on console and then it went to arcade right after, so that was a weird little concept.
My
Yeah, that
head
sucked.
hurts. My head hurts.
Hey, yo, Mr. Wizard, yo, I have a question, man, and I hope it's not too retarded, yo.
Alright, I'll try to do my best to answer it.
Oh, man, are you ever gonna, are y'all ever gonna put any SNK game in EVO? I know XI was in it at one time, right?
No, well, we actually, in 2005, we actually had a vote where you actually vote for your game, and if it had over 100 entrants, you got to be in the tournament. But that was actually a low turnout for all across the board, so. But yeah, I don't think King of Fighters 98 Ultimate Match has a real shot just because it's Japan only right now, and I don't think it's coming to the States for quite a while. But I think King of Fighters 12 has a great shot. I mean, it has to get out, and it has to be relatively glitch-free. But, I mean, once it's out, I mean, I think it's a great game, and it's a great new avenue that we can explore. But until that game comes out, we really are, like, stuck in neutral as far as SNK games getting into EVO.
Thank you, man. I actually feel better hearing this, you know? So thanks, man.
Yeah, I think I talked with a lot of the SNK guys this weekend. So I think that I expressed the same concerns with them. But, I mean, all King of Fighters has to do is get it. I mean, King of Fighters 12 looks really amazing. So all they have to do is just get it out on a console port, and we'll probably pick it up.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Thanks, man. Just me, Keits, and Josh, and a few others are, you know, the best people to talk to about that stuff because we got the love and passion for it and not trying to hoard, you know what I mean?
Right.
I love all my fighters. I'm impartial.
I love all of them
Except
too,
for Tekken.
man.
That game's dumb.
That's cool, thanks. Bro, I love all the games. It don't matter, bro. It's just that I just want to see like a real bout in EVO and see what happens, you know? That'll be
tight.
tight.
It's going to be an interesting time with all new games and people not having to X-copy everything they have seen on the internet and having to come up with their own strats again. It's going to be an eye-opening experience for the new generations.
Yeah, exactly, man. Thanks. Yeah, X-copy, man. That is the best term ever, man. The X-copy. I see a lot of that going on. It's like, it's just crazy, man.
Yeah, I come from the generation where you had to come up with your own shit, and you didn't see it until a big national tournament. And now it's just internet, just instant access, and people with camcorders everywhere, and it's just like, it's on YouTube like the day after the big event, so
Like,
it's definitely a change.
That's a good example, though. It's a good way to push games too. Like, let's say I'll give you a good example. Keits and Josh, Rat's Reflection. Nobody really played World Heroes Perfect until they started really rocking it and putting their stuff on film and putting it on the internet just to try to get people to give it a chance. And same thing with Real Ball 2 with me. Because I play on Calera a whole lot because they killed all the arcades in New Orleans. I'm originally from New Orleans. So they killed most of the arcades in New Orleans and in Atlanta. So I've been on Calera like crazy, and I've been playing this cat named Ghost Pilot, and, you know, Ghost Pilot, Islude, all these other cats from Calera, and Arstall, you know, and we'll play and put it on YouTube so people can see that, you know, Americans can play the games too, to try to push up a scene, and pretty much got a nice little following now. But yeah,
I think that. Go ahead.
And no, I'm just saying, I understand what you're saying, man. People need to come up with their own style instead of just they see something on the internet and they want to just use it on you, and you be like, damn, I'm fighting myself. But I mean, it's another. but we pushing. But in other words, I mean, it's a good way to push, you know, games that haven't really been, you know, looked at as something special. Because as far as Robot Special and Robot 2, the Fatal Fury games, those games like barely came on the arcades. Because see, back in the day, as you know, most of the Neo Geo fighting games that would come out, it would stay in there for like a month. The longest SNK game that ever stayed in the arcade in New Orleans was Fatal Fury, Wild Ambition, and Garu Mark of the Wolves, and that was it. Everything else would leave it within like a week. And, you know, these little games we've been playing online and stuff, you know, it was just bringing back some memories, and then it was just we're trying to build a scene as far as putting them on film, but at the same time, they got those leeches out there that want to do the X copying like everybody say. So, yeah, it's all gravy.
Yeah, I think the SNK series and all the platforms on there have really been like the right-handed stepchild. But no one really takes them seriously, and there's no real big events for them. But some people are still pushing for it. And I mean, I think SNK is a great company, and they've created products that obviously have created 11 sequels. So I mean, they're not going anywhere anytime soon, and I think S12 does have a really good shot at being a huge hit coming next year.
Yeah. Man, thanks, dude. Man, I'm glad to hear this from the freaking horse's mouth, man. Thanks, man. Real talk. But yeah, man, that's just what it is, man. I mean, I'm just glad y'all open-minded about it. If something happens as far as it being big, you know, I mean, I just hope it be at EVO or any other big thing, you know. That's cool.
Yeah, it's obviously based on their timing on releasing the game, so I mean, start writing to SNK and see what they can do.
They were supposed to have betas for it in this past summer, but that didn't happen, obviously.
Yeah, SNK has been known to lag on a bunch of stuff, so
yeah,
I mean, they can't announce a proper release date to save their lives.
I think they probably got a little discouraged about the Street Fighter 4 shit, man. Personally.
Yeah, I think Street Fighter 4 is a really hard thing to compete against.
I heard the videos give it no justice. I heard it's just so beautiful in person, man, when you just look at it with your own naked eyes.
Oh yeah, like
yeah,
if you've ever seen Tekken 6 or SF4 on a high definition monitor, it's so good, like so good. It's just like ridiculously good.
Is it something that you would, you know, play with yourself too, or just.
Well, that depends on who you are.
Yeah,
I mean, not everyone's going to play with themselves just looking at a video game.
Yeah, well, actually, I haven't done that yet, but, you know.
And yet's the key word.
No, my bad. My bad. The Dark Queen from Battletoads. Yeah. I'm just joking, but yeah, man. I miss. Can I tell you a story on why I didn't come to Devo this year? It's pretty funny.
Sure, go for it.
Man, this is hilarious, man. Yo, I had paid my rent early. I paid all my bills early. So the last few weeks before EVO was gonna even come up, I probably would have made $1,000 to put in my pocket. Then I had a buddy pass to go to EVO and back because I work at the airport here in Atlanta. So I'm a server and bartender at the airport too. So what I did, I was checking the chili's temperature, and I put on a glove, and I stuck my finger in the chili. The fucking health inspector walked right up on me.
Wow, that is an amazing story.
And I'm like, and then the dude was like, hey man, what you doing? I said, I'm checking the temperature of the chili. I'm not supposed to do that, huh? He said, nah. I said, I mean, I'm the health inspector. I mean, you pretty bold, huh, bro? I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I saw the manager do it. I lied my ass off, yo. So the manager pulled me to the side and said, look, Rourke, you need to go home. Just go home. Clock out and go home. Cash out everybody else and just go home. And I was like, damn, I'm fired. And that day when I came to work, my boy was like, man, I got the buddy passes. We could go to EVO. I said, yeah. And then that shit happens. And then they call me. I came to work the next day. And I knew I wasn't supposed to come back. But I came to work anyway and started working. And I made $50 extra. And they was like, well, Rourke, you got to go home, man, because you're suspended. I said, I'm suspended? I act all surprised because I saw the paperwork before I left. I'm like, fuck this. I'm coming back to work. So they're like, man, you're suspended. I said, how long I'm going to be suspended? You're just going to be out for a week. I'm like, come on, man. I got this big tournament to go to, man, and y'all fucking do this. Well, Rourke, you shouldn't have stuck your hand in the chili. And I'm like, all right, cool, no problem, man.
That's a pretty crazy story.
So I came home. It didn't hit me until I kept calling Keits, asking him about what's going on at EVO like a freaking crack fiend or something, dude. And Adam, I'm sorry for calling your phone like that, but that just was pissing me off. Looking at YouTube,
yeah,
looking for videos.
I would say about 3 times a day while I was at EVO, my phone started ringing. And I'm just sitting there trying to play a goddamn tournament match uninterrupted, and my phone's buzzing in my pocket. And I'm like, gee, I hope someone in my family died. This better be fucking important. And then I pick up my phone, and it's like, DeadlyRaveNeo. I'm like, God damn it.
I'm sorry, dude. It was like crack. I'm sorry.
And I didn't even call him once.
Yeah, Anna didn't call me once while I was in Vegas, but DeadlyRaveNeo called me 3 times a day.
Hello, Anna.
Well, I guess that means he cares for you more than she
He
does.
said hi.
Nah, dude. No, dude, I want to know what was going on.
Dude, remind me never ever eat chili from where you work, man. Goodness gracious. What kind of cockamamie scheme you got going up in there? When you go to I'm going to test the temperature of the chili by putting my finger in it. Motherfucker, you put your finger in my food, you have a fight on your motherfucking hand. Don't be putting your finger in no goddamn food. What is up with you, man? That is, I mean, come on, man. That's pretty
Man, fuck you, man.
I'm just saying this.
I was trying to, hey, bro, look, this guy was like, hey, look, I need my chili dog and I need it now, type shit. And I'm like,
Can you just tell if there's steaming rising off of it, you know it's pretty damn warm. I mean, you really have to put your finger in the damn thing? I mean, come on, man.
say, bro, the shit be looking cold when it be blazing hot. So, I mean, I didn't know. Fuck it.
I ain't know. I don't know. I mean,
Hey,
no,
bro, look.
never mind. I just dig in my fucking
I
nose.
fucked
No,
up.
it's okay
Hey.
just to stick my finger in the goddamn chili.
Hey, Punk.
Okay. All right,
Hey,
go
Punk.
ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and
fucked
eat
up
my
chances
pizza.
of
I'll be
going to
back.
EVO. Hey, I mean, I could have done worse, dude. I could have just took a turd, splash it in the chili, and say, hey, eat this fucker, you know.
Wow.
But it's all gravy, man. I mean, you know, well, we know what happened at EVO. Congratulations to your 3rd place shit, and damn it. How was the Street Fighter 4 tournaments, though?
The Street Fighter 4 Invitational, a lot of people were booing during it because they wanted to see more characters than Ryu and Sagat. But, you know, they were pressed for time and they just kind of whipped it together, I guess.
What about the Rufus shit? What did y'all see with Rufus that was pretty nice?
Rufus is solid, but he's not broken or anything. I don't even think he's top tier, really. I didn't really have any trouble with Rufus players.
He's just solid, right? Everybody's crying about, oh, he's broken here.
Oh, he's strong. He's not, like, unbeatable or anything like that.
Wow. Yeah, he's beatable, of course. He's from Final Fight. He's the fat kid that rammed you. Rufus is from Final Fight, dude. Nobody knows that. He's with the Mad Gear gang.
I think you're out of your mind. I had a lot of fun playing as, like, my first pick was Rufus, because I was only interested in new characters, him and Fuerte, and got bored of Rufus within, like, 10 minutes. Tried Fuerte out, and didn't put him down all weekend. I was beasting fools with him all weekend. It was awesome.
So
I beat Saber's Sagat. What's up, Scott?
how was his matter of fact, how is the Rey Mysterio character, man? Forte.
He's so godlike that if he actually dealt any damage, he would be the best character of all time. But he deals shit for damage, thus he is fair.
So they actually took the time to really put some balance to this shit, right? That's
Maybe.
cool.
We'll see. Time will tell.
But I mean, because when I saw the move list, he looked like he got a couple of weird stuff going on. I mean, is it like who would you compare him to? Who do you play like, or has he got his own style?
He's a little bit kind of like Maki.
Really?
A little bit. He has a command run, and every single button is a different option off the command run.
Right.
Just his options off the command run are much, much stronger than Maki or guys have ever been. He doesn't really have very many combos, so it's all about getting one knockdown and then running his 75-25 mix-up. You know, you've heard of a 50-50 mix-up, right?
Right.
Well, Forte's got a 75-25 mix-up. Is way more in his favor, which is why he deals piss for damage.
Yeah. So if he did do damage, he'll be a fucking beast.
Yeah, he would.
That's pretty awesome.
But I
Hey, you
actually
tried
did read about a combo with him that I need to try next time I get my hands on the game. So it sounds like he can cop the super, and a lot of characters never even get their super in 4 because they're busy blowing stocks on EX and focus cancel, but there's really no reason to ever do that, and if ever, just rarely with Fuerte. So you end up with a super.
Well, yo, Keits, the focus cancel, it takes a bar?
If you focus out of a special move, it costs 2 bars.
That's deep, yo.
A normal focus is free, but a focus out of a special move costs 2 EX stocks.
So does it got, alright, let's just say this. Let's say you do a regular uppercut. Let's say you have Ken, you do a regular Dragon Punch. You can focus out of that regular Dragon Punch, or it has to be an EX?
No, you can do a regular one. A lot of Kens were doing deep anti-air Shoryuken, focus, dash, Shoryuken again.
Okay. It's pretty nice. So, as far as that, so those focus combos, is it a little bit like Real Bout 2s? Or Garos?
Yeah, they feel kind of like Garo breaks, but they're easier to time, and they cost.
Ah. Alright, cool.
Yeah, they definitely feel like the Wolves breaks.
Alright, okay, another question. So, how long did you play with, when you played with Rufus, did, you know his little spinning palm, Buddhist palm attack thing?
Yep.
Can you focus as he hits you with the hand? Or can
Maybe,
you
I don't know. I only played him for 10 minutes and got bored. Fuerte's my cup of tea.
Oh, damn, your cup of tea. It's okay, though. But did you see
I played against Seth's Rufus, and I was pixels away from beating him. If I can get that close to Seth's Rufus first try, Rufus can't be that godlike.
Oh, okay, cool. Nobody used Dawson?
Dawson is pretty bad. I think I saw Dawson the least of all the characters. Him and Chun were pretty much... Dawson and Chun were almost never picked in front of my eyes.
Wow. What about Blanca? I heard I seen a combo with him.
Blanca seems solid.
Okay. I know you can focus out of his ball on impact.
Yeah, probably.
No, I seen it, dude.
Oh, yeah, I'm not disagreeing. I just didn't see it happen. People were still new, They didn't really understand how or why or when to cancel.
Oh, man, it's...
Like, you could probably do blocked ball with Blanca, focus, dash, grab for some free damage, but grabs are very low damage in this game.
And how do you grab in this game? Like third strike?
Third strike style, yeah.
Alright. That's fair, man, but, I mean, I'm loving this. I can't wait till this game come out. It should come out soon. But I heard Orlando, Florida's getting it. I heard Orlando, Florida's getting it, so...
Well,
it
I know
might
SoCal
be...
has it now.
Huh?
SoCal has it right now.
Oh, and I bet they're enjoying the hell out of it, too.
Most likely. I gotta
Is
go
it
check
doing...
it.
You know if it's doing any record-breaking type shit like the old Street Fighter 2 is doing?
I don't know. The arcade where it's at is like about 100 miles from me.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I echo Wizard. I echo Wizard on how I felt about 4. It was better than I thought it'd be, and it feels like a finished game, but at the same time, it also feels like this is the first step, and we'll probably be a lot happier with Street Fighter 4 CE, be that Championship Edition or Console Edition or however you want to look at this CE.
How's the speed?
Just about right. I heard a few players complain it was too slow, but it'll probably speed up with the sequels or with the next versions. Like if it were any faster, I don't think I'd be able to control my character.
Shit.
Because Fuerte is really fast, and I think one of the broken things about Fuerte when I actually start playing to win with them is going to be that if I get the lead, good fucking luck catching me.
Oh, we're gonna do a Ricky Ortiz, huh?
I'll run away all day. He has like a really good wall jump, and he's a command run away from you, so... And dashes are pretty slow in that game, like they don't go that far, so like good luck catching me.
Oh, that's tight, man. I'm still trying to get this emulator to work, though.
Yeah, I don't know, the speed felt good to me. I don't need my
man.
game to be crackhead fast.
Man, I'm glad that, I'm just glad that everybody about to be satisfied with this shit because I know I'm gonna be satisfied if I ever get to play with it.
Well, there's still going to be haters. Like,
Yeah, of course.
I talked to David Serlin, and he hates it with a bloody passion, and he's not ashamed to tell everyone.
Why?
I know he doesn't like it. People are entitled to their opinion. He doesn't like the way it feels. He doesn't like the way it looks.
People are entitled to their assholes.
Yo,
There are things I don't like about it too. Like the animation's really inconsistent. When you look at Ryu and Ken crouching hard kick, you're gonna think, who animated that? Like who thought that looked cool? Because it looks really stupid. And then you see like Zangief's standing animation, which is nice, and then his walking animation, which looks unbelievably out of place. And it's just like, can we get a little consistency in here?
Well, you know what? It's like, you know what? Sometimes I call Street Fighter 4 the New England Patriots because, I mean, it looks like everybody is on some kind of growth stimulants. I mean, someone they're on some type of growth hormone because, I mean, goodness, I don't know if Chun-Li got breasts or they just really defined pecs. I mean, I don't know anymore because everybody is beefed up beyond. I mean, goodness gracious, man! It's like watching like WrestleMania 14. That's my only thing about it is that, you know, I mean, if it was, I mean, it's like Ryu. Okay, Ryu, he must have been in the same, he must have met, what's his face, Roger Clemens in the bar, and Roger like, hey, listen, man, I got something for you, man. You want to be the best Street Fighter in the country? I got something. I bet Ryu was in that picture they talked about when they was testifying before Congress. There was a picture of Roger Clemens at a party. Yet Ryu was at that party too, because he got some of the same stuff. Because man,
got
he
some
is
B12.
beat up. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just, you know, I mean, from the videos and everything, everybody's saying that it looks way better in person. And I just can't wait to play this shit, man. And when is David Sherlin's game coming out? When is he gonna release his game?
That card game?
HD Remix only had 6 characters playable for public at EVO, so it was kind of like I didn't really even want to play. Hey, Bunkei, Nothing XS wants you to call him and get him on the radio. He has some stuff to say.
Okay, one sec.
That's just crazy, man. That's just crazy, dude. Did y'all discuss any of the side tournaments that went down, or want me to leave that alone?
I was not too thrilled, actually, and a little concerned by some of the things that happened, both from players and from organizers in a few of the side tournaments.
Hold that thought. I'm going to call him right quick. One sec. Hey, you all gonna chip in $5 so I can buy some more Skype credit, right?
I spent all my money in Vegas. Sorry.
This is Snake.
Snake.
This is Snake. Who is this?
I lost my ability to do the Snake voice when I got my voice back. Like when my voice was scratchy, I was doing it just as good as Andre's.
Well, I could always do the Snake voice.
This is Snake.
I just didn't really feel like eating the microphone. I would have to shove it so deep down my throat it was going to look like I was giving the fucking microphone fellatio. That wouldn't have worked.
Otacon. Kiss my ass.
Otacon.
The Colonel asked us to call you, Snake, and have us tell you what you thought of EVO.
Well, let's see. What did I think of EVO? Well, first off, it was bullshit. Because I wasn't in the top fucking 4. What the fuck is this?
Yeah. You were in top 4.
Well, I didn't win. I'm top tier, aren't I? I'm supposed to be winning these things. I'm motherfucking Snake.
You're not top tier enough. I guess the fact that you can make it rain with explosives just didn't work when there were other
motherfucker, I don't give a fuck about what you have to say. My name is motherfucking Solid Snake, alright? I'm Solid motherfucking Snake. My name is a euphemism for penis, alright? My name is a euphemism for penis. I wear a headband and I have a mullet. What the fuck do you know? Shit.
I'm sorry, Mr. Snake.
Fucking robots taking my shit. Where's my $749?
Snake. Just call me.
CPU has your $749.
Where
He's
is my
14
Snake?
years old.
Snake. Just
I'm
call
gonna
me
CQC the shit out of that kid. I want my money.
You could
Just
barely
call-
beat Princess Peach.
Remember that on fucking Metal Gear Solid? Just call me Deep Throat.
The fuck?
Deep Throat. Are you trying to suck my dick or something? This pretty bad guy.
Nice. Sucking mine.
God.
Isn't that Mario from Smash Brothers?
Yeah, wahoo!
What the fuck?
Hey,
Mario.
It's me, Mario.
hey. Actually, hey, you didn't tell me what happened with that job interview to be a computer assistant.
So, the guy already had guys. Already, like,
Uh-huh.
1,000 more fucking, like, qualifications than I did. So I'm gonna work at Staples doing pretty much the exact same thing.
No, why don't you tell the entire story? Okay, this is some funny shit. All right.
There was a fucking post on Craigslist that said there was a
Okay,
guy
let me tell
looking for
you.
computers.
You know,
Hold
yeah.
on. There was a guy looking for a computer.
No. See, you leaving all the juicy details out. Okay, this motherfucker apparently wants to get himself kidnapped, chopped a bit in pieces, and then raped by some random dude on the internet. So he gonna respond to a Craigslist ad for a job. All right, to be a computer assistant. All right. So,
I actually ended up meeting the guy. He was pretty alright.
Okay, I bet
Did he
he
put it
loves
in?
you. I bet. I can't finish the story. I mean, I still can't believe you did that, man. You had, man. I say, hey, I mean, you must have humongous balls because I could never do some shit like that, man.
They are pretty huge.
Yeah, they
They're
are pretty
toasted.
big.
They're
I mean,
toasted
Keith
as well.
would know because I fucking rubbed them in his face. Oh.
They were toasted though. He had put them through one of his machines at Quiznos.
No,
So,
dude,
wait,
that's
so
fucking
wait,
great.
you work-
Toasted dicks.
You work at
Chris
Staples
actually
now?
right here enjoying a toasted dick right now.
Oh my god.
Actually, a bouquet of toasted dicks.
You know what song I should play right about now, right?
No song. Let's talk about EVO.
No.
All right, this is what I thought about EVO. Right? If there's any Smash kids listening right now, it's okay. I'm not hating on you right now. But seriously, fuck Smash kids.
Smash
That's all I'm
Bros.
gonna say. Because you know why? You know why fuck Smash kids?
He didn't go into too much detail, Andres.
You will, because the main reason is because I was. What do you mean, Andres? It's fucking Snake.
You can suck my toasted dick.
Fucking awesome. No, but fuck that. No, seriously, like, Smash is pretty awesome. It was pretty entertaining to watch. I have no complaints. Obviously, apparently everybody else that's from Smash Worlds Forum seems to. But Ponder seems to be sort of trying to sort of kind of see, like, reach some sort of agreement with them by yelling at me in the forums because I was trolling hard, and I admit it. But hopefully, SWF and EVO can sort of reach an agreement as to items. With Smash Brothers out of the way, holy fucking shit, John Choi fucking won!
I love that. I thought he was gonna say, "Holy shit! It's a meteor shower." I mean, okay.
No, I kind of did, but no, John Choi winning was more important. I think John Choi found the cheese. Congratulations to John Choi.
That's right, man. Holding it down in CVS2 and Super Turbo.
Exactly. America for the win. America for the win. Fuck all those players
America,
from other areas
fuck yeah.
that may or may not be Japan.
As one of my favorite video games says, "Winner."
Winner! John Choi! Round two!
Oh, also, the Rim Rattler is talking to me on Yahoo. So, by the way, shout outs to that 16th place fucking Colossus and Marvel. What the fuck, 16th place Colossus?
I don't.
Yes, 16th place in Marvel, there was a Colossus in top 16. Yes,
What?
I don't get it either.
How
the
can
fuck?
you? No,
Yo,
man.
my bracket that I ran, bracket H in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, was pretty much the bracket from 2001. I seriously had a Mega Man. I got Mike Z in my bracket. I got fucking a guy playing Colossus. Seriously, if they had suddenly randomly busted out with Blackheart, I would have been like, this is completely normal for this bracket. I was totally expected to see fucking like Blackheart and like fucking Spiral and like Strider Doom. If Clockwork had been in my bracket, I would seriously would have been like, this is the most randomest fucking bracket in the universe.
So you saw Mega Man, you saw Colossus. What the hell?
Seriously, I saw Guile. A guy was fucking playing Guile. Motherfucking Guile. He was playing like Guile
on the big screen too.
Sentinel.
There was somebody with like a Ken, Charlie, something else team. Ken, Charlie, Cable on the big screen from
Guile.
I was like, what is going on?
Dude, Guile, Tron, Sentinel. What the fuck? What the fuck do you do with that team? I guess you hopefully like
around with
mass
Sentinel and
fucking
assist with the other
and you
two.
hope it lands.
It probably was Patrick from New Orleans, man, that played with fucking Tron, yo.
I don't fucking know. The entire bracket was random. If you were my bracket, I love you. Like, seriously, if you guys are in my bracket and you're listening right now, you're the mans. Unless you weren't when I fucking called you. In other words, you're not the mans because you made me fucking have to wait. And then, like, Ponder seriously was like, yo, just start to qualify people. And so I did. And one guy got kind of butthurt. So I'm sorry, guy, whoever the fuck you are. But you shouldn't be getting butthurt for, you know, not being at your fucking pool. If you want to go fucking watch Justin Wong, go buy the goddamn DVD. Seriously, fuck. Shit. I seriously was going to start flipping out. Like, I was starting to lose my patience. If people had seriously kept leaving to go watch Justin Wong, I was be like, oh, so you really want to watch Justin Wong? Yeah. Oh, then, you know, the DVD comes out later in the fucking year.
Let's see this fucking Wacko Wacko 7 bullshit.
No, my tournament was from Wacko Wacko 7 bullshit.
I gotta see this shit.
Why are you watching Wacko Wacko 7? Is that even a game that people enjoy? Because it looks fucking dumb to me.
Pretty much only Dark Geese likes that
That Dark Geese character enjoys it.
No, I want to see how the fuck. I mean, real talk. I just want to. I can't wait till you come to the final round, dude.
Who?
I want Dark Geese to come to the final round, dude.
What, so you can put your finger in his chili too?
So he can lick his balls or something?
No, I don't play that shit, yo.
So who's on the radio right now? It's Keits, Bunk.
You're fucking Sancho.
Who else?
Master Gibby.
Gibby?
Gibby, you cocksucker.
Oh, Mr. Gibby. All right, I like Gibby. Gibby's cool. Who else?
It's the gyro player.
Yes.
Yeah, who else?
Listen, I want to talk a little bit about some of the side tournaments at EVO real quick. I don't want to go into too much detail. But the first thing that really irritated me, and I know this got to Gibby as well, there were a lot of people declining to enter certain games, particularly Mark of the Wolves, because they knew that the champions were playing and that they had no chance at winning. Yeah. That really pisses me off.
Essentially, you had widespread pussy syndrome.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, good players are entering, so I have no chance to win, thus I won't enter. It's like, you're at a tournament. How does that make any sense that you're going to pussy out because good players are playing? I thought you came to the tournament to play against the good players, to get your opportunity to improve, or maybe beat them, you know?
No.
Yeah.
Why waste the money?
I went to win the money. I don't know about you.
That really irritated me to begin with. Then
why waste the money?
You know,
I mean,
me and Rash Reflection have been spending a lot of time.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. Are you telling me that that if me, I should go ahead and enter Marvel, even though that Justin and Yipes and Sanford are playing?
Are you a Marvel player?
I was.
Are you now?
You're going if you go.
So basically, I should just enter and why not just donate the money? I'm like, hey, listen, you know, this is going to go to the top 3. Here it is.
Why did you go to the tournament then?
I go to the tournament for the experience, not necessarily to enter the tournament.
Well, how do you get the experience without entering the tournament? How do you test yourself and see what kind of player you really are without entering?
Experience as a fighting gamer. I mean, the experience of going to Evolution.
I think it means the experience of just checking out the tournament itself, not entering, but just meeting people and seeing.
That's different, man.
I mean, it's just like going to the football player.
That's different than people who are there playing games.
You know what? It's just like saying, okay, all right, we go. I'm going to go to a Seahawks game, and they go like, okay, we say we're doing some money matches against the Seahawks players. They might want to enter. I'm like, what the motherfucker? No, I'm not going to go enter. I'm just gonna watch.
This isn't a high stakes money match.
You know, Bernie Mac. If Bernie Mac says I watch, I swear I watch.
You gotta be kidding me, man. This is like $3 to $5. Seriously.
Seriously. We're bitching about $3 for World Heroes Perfect. I mean, come on. I mean, I knew I wasn't gonna win the tournament, but I told Keits I was gonna beat the shit out of him. Did I? Hell no.
So let me tell you something. So if you had a chance to play against full body contact NFL, you got a chance to enter in a tournament for $5. You gonna enter?
Yes.
If you are a serious football player.
You know, okay. We have a couple of people that obviously don't care about life and they want to be in a wheelchair. Okay, that's fine.
No.
That's a terrible
Dude, if you're a football player, hold on. Let me hold on. If you're a football player, first off, you are not a pussy. If you're a football player and a pussy, you may or may not deserve to get raped as hard as you can. But if you have any vaguely decent chance or you know what you're doing, there's absolutely no reason for you to not join that tournament.
But
you're
I
gonna
don't.
be fully geared, just like the other guy. Okay, so you're going to take a tackle. Big fucking deal. But you played the tournament, and you're going to be happy that you did because you played the guy that are really good. That's how it works.
Man, here's the thing. I'm not going to enter because, I know where my limits are. You know what I'm saying?
Bunkei, you want to go home and say, I watched a football game? That's the most pedestrian thing I've ever heard. Or do you want to go home and say, I got tackled by one of the greats?
I want to go home with my both legs still attached to my fucking thigh. That's what I'm talking about.
Games. You're not going to lose any limbs.
Oh, okay.
You're such a goddamn pussy.
No. There's a line between pussy and pussy that's not in a wheelchair.
That line is not $5.
Yeah, that line is not $10 in a fighting game tournament. Unless
I know, it's a fucking crazy argument. I don't know what I'm
Unless the penalty for losing is getting your ass beat by Jaha, you will be fine.
That would be a beautiful penalty.
Kill him!
Yes,
oh my god.
Wow, this dude does not know how to fucking play the game, dog.
Okay, so moving on with what I was saying.
I got something for his
Me and
ass.
Rash Reflection have been trying to get Darkies to take, the SNK stuff into a direction where it's a little more focused. And we're trying to play the games that are really popular and or really solid. And the first thing he does is he decides to run a King of Fighters Neo Wave tournament because he had a little extra time. That's cool. But he goes around and tells everybody it's a free tournament, and he gets 26 random people, most of which you don't like or have never played the game, to enter. And he wastes 5 hours running King of Fighters Neo Wave, which he eventually wins. And it's just like, oh my god. So then he runs 98 Ultimate Match, and he gets 40 people for that, which is a phenomenal number. And me and quite a few other people who I know were not even allowed to play our Losers Bracket game. We were just DQ'd.
Why?
This is a side tournament.
Well, supposedly
You gotta wait a little longer to find people for a side tournament. They're over in tournament pools,
Well,
Like,
he wasn't realized.
Here's my
super easy to
biggest problem.
No, this is
No
the
one
thing.
could be easier to find than me.
Yeah, you were dressed up all like, look at me, I'm sexy. Check me out.
No shit.
Look. Here's my biggest problem right now with the way the whole SNK tournament shit is being run. First off, Darkies picks like 1,000 motherfucking games. He's like, yo, let me run every single game I have in my Neo Geo cabinet, which is about 64 games. Yeah, let me just run all of them. I got news for you. You can only realistically want to focus on at least 1 or 2 games, because those are really the only chance or shots you're going to get at having a big tournament at EVO. Everything else is you're wasting everyone's time. Why would you do that? Look, we understand there's a scene for all these little games, but we're not still playing fucking Street Fighter Alpha 3 on the goddamn big screen. We're not still playing Street Fighter Alpha 2 on the goddamn big screen despite it being on GGPO. Marvel vs. Capcom 1 is not going to make a comeback no matter how many times people play it, etc., so on and so forth. You can't expect all of us to want to hop back on a World Heroes Perfect. And World Heroes Perfect is, it's a good game. But, you play that shit in casuals. What
about Killer Instinct?
Killer Instinct's making a comeback.
You can't run that shit on EVO. It's just not going to come back. Now,
Killer Instinct!
KOF 98 Ultimate Match is new. It's a rehash of an old game, but so is Super Turbo HD Remix. You can get away with that. Focus on that. KOF 12 is coming out, and that's huge, and it's going to be the biggest, highest resolution, apparently fucking fighting game besides Blaze Blue. It's going to look pretty as fuck, and it's KOF. Everyone knows it. Has a much better shot at making it at EVO at some point. Focus on that.
Yep.
Well, the problem is people seem to want to run games that they like or games that they know they have a chance of winning in. Like, most people say, like, look at what Dark Geese is playing. Yeah, Neo-Wave, Tenka,
Neo-Wave,
Ninja Master, Block 7.
You know what?
Those are the games he's going to win it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. There's a lot of big ass games or like games that have definitely decent scenes that are just not quite big enough to have their own to have their own big ass tournament. And right now the goal that Darky supposedly has is that he wants to get a SNK game at EVO for Rizzle.
Just what it is, man.
You can't be running 45 of those motherfucking games. You gotta pick one and you gotta main it.
Should I tell you something?
And it can't be fucking Neo-Wave.
This is what his whole thing is, man. And he done said this many times. This DeadlyRaveNeo saying this shit. His goal is to be the greatest SNK game player of all time. But the thing about it is, it's impossible for that to happen.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, now with the way I beat the shit out of the Mark of the Wolves this weekend, I don't think he can be the greatest.
Yeah, like his attitude on that completely changed as soon as, his attitude on Mark of the Wolves changed as soon as he met Gibby and Knock, and his attitude on World Heroes Perfect changed as soon as he became godly at it.
Yes, go. What's your question?
Yeah, I can't see the name. It said, but someone has something in the signature along the lines of, Dark Geese has not yet taken my challenge to play me on GGPO. Who is that?
That's Emil. That's Emil.
Come on, dude.
Why are we talking about the robot right now?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that cat, yo.
Okay, I just wanted to know. I couldn't remember who that was. Okay, go ahead.
That was Emil.
I'm gonna go sleep. You guys take it easy.
Okay. Well, this is what the whole deal is, man. I mean, and like I said, I'm glad he was trying to push the scene, man. But at the same time, it started to seem like it's all about him and shit, yo. And it's we all one community, dude. Everybody that play the SNK stuff, we all one big community, man. We all got the games that we like to play and everything, man. But at the same time, man, you got to focus on a couple of games, man.
Not even a couple.
As much as I love the Real Bout series, man, if everybody in Mama ain't playing, I mean, I could deal with that shit. I'm not going to push it on everybody. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something that everybody's trying to focus on playing to get it big, shit, I'm all for it, yo.
Exactly. That's what you got to do. But you also have to pick the games with the biggest possible scene. You got to pick the games that more people are going to want to play. Right now, we've got people from Miami who don't like KOF that much playing KOF 98.
See?
So that's good.
Because they gave it a chance.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're giving it a little bit of a chance. They're not even saying that they thoroughly enjoy and would love to play it every single waking moment, but they're playing it. When KOF 12 comes out, that's going to be one of those big-ass, this is going to be the last 2D game so far besides Blaze Blue. People are going to want to get their hands on that.
Yep.
And so random people are going to play it. People who did not like KOF before simply are going to play it for the sole fact that it's the last standing 2D game. And because it's super high resolution, it looks pretty, and it's still trying to play like old school style. So that's going to fucking succeed. So you got to seriously, it's sad, but you got to nut hug the biggest game.
So, yeah. And then, I'm about to get back into Garo, man. So, I mean, shit.
I mean, Garo, it would be great if Garo got popular because it seems to me,
man.
It seems to me that a lot of people seem to think that Garo is a great game, including, like, I think some of the EVO staff seem to agree Garo is a great game, but it simply did not pick up and no one likes it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Actually, it's not less of no one likes it, just no one wants to put any time in it. So Garo pretty much is a completely viable game that got completely ignored. That's too bad. You take your losses, whatever. Great game, underappreciated.
It's going to happen again. We're going to get, there's like 14 fighting games coming out. We're going to pick 6 to 8 of them to focus on. The rest are, even if they're good, are going to get passed by. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll look back at them in a few years, but whatever.
And with the way EVO is going, I seriously, like, the fighting games that I don't think are going to make it this great are Soul Calibur, whatever the fucking next Better Crap Live is up, and probably I don't really think or see the, whatchamacallit, not Soul Calibur, what the fuck is this game called? It's unimportant, I already forgot about it. Shit. Not unimportant, it just has a tiny ass scene in the United States. It's Virtua Fighter.
Virtua Fighter, yeah.
scene does not exist. There is a scene, and all of the scenes showed up to EVO, and that wasn't enough to fucking give it more than like 60 entries.
Wow, that's crazy, yo. Shoot,
It was terrible.
You know what game's a sleeper though? This game called Martial Masters.
On PGM, the game is okay, but I wouldn't call it a sleeper.
Alright.
This game is pretty fun for like, you know, just fun for combo lovers, I guess. I guess it's what your taste is, you know. I like combos. But as far as the virtual fighter scene, yeah, it's small, dude.
It's just not gonna happen. I think right now, like, I made a list of the games that will probably make it in next year if they're released on time and everyone learns them. And the way I'm seeing it, it's gonna be Street Fighter 4, Tatsunoko, HD Remix, and then Blaze Blue, Tekken 6, and K-Rock 12. That to me seems to be apparently the most reasonable focused list of games.
Well, Wizard just said like a few minutes ago that there's only going to be 6 games next year. He said that's for certain.
And those are the 6 games that I see happening, because Marvel, despite it being the most loved and adored game, is probably on its way out.
Marvel needs to die.
Marvel, you know what the thing is though, like, right? That like season beating is gonna happen, and also some crazy shit's gonna happen in Marvel, and Marvel's gonna get another kick in the pants, and like live for another like 4 years, which is what happened the last time Marvel was almost dead. Like Yipes came out of nowhere and was like, I shit on everything, and so was Duck. Duck was like, yo, by the way, look, I got Spiral.
Yeah, just start thinking of new shit, new characters.
Exactly. The moment Marvel thinks it's about to die, like someone comes in out of nowhere and fucking puts its boot in his ass. And it's like, hey, you're gonna keep living. And it's like, oh, alright, cool.
Somebody come out of life. Somebody start beasting with Amigo and shit.
I know, but I think that this year there wasn't anything sufficiently awesome about Marvel for it to live for another year. It's up to season's beatings to show that the game could still be fucking crazy and that there's still new shit. But I really don't think so. I think Tatsu is just gonna just take it over. In fact, Tatsu right now looking like the most broken fucking game in the universe.
Well,
what about what about shit? What about the X? Oh, fuck it, go ahead.
Street Fighter 4?
Nah, I mean, what about as far as the
DC
go ahead, man.
Mortal Kombat?
Man, fuck that game.
If Mortal Kombat versus DC ends up somehow being fun to play and balanced and competitive, I'm going to shit my pants.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be standing there looking at the game, and all of a sudden a big ass turd is gonna drop into my pants. I'm gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
I kind of seen some nice stuff on there, but at the same time, the anime, like Superman's stance, look like he's doing a little faggoty dance or something, man. You know.
Dude, like, you know it's gonna be the most ridiculously stupid game in the universe, and if it ends up not being it, I'm going to seriously send an email to Midway saying, "I am sorry for all the bad things I've said to you for the rest of my life."
The Flash look like he's gonna be the best character in the game.
He has to be. It's the fucking Flash. He should be banned before the game even comes out. It's the Flash. Has no one ever read that shit? The motherfucking Flash? You need to read it like right the fuck now.
Right, he's banned.
The Flash is broken with an extra side of broken and a little bit of broken on top.
But motherfucker want, and speaking of like the Soul Calibur and shit, man, people want to ban the Ivy shit, man. I don't know why, bro. If you can pull off that. People want to ban the Ivy Infinite shit.
I hear mumbling. I don't hear anything else.
The Rim Rattler totally says he's going to be top 5 at EVO next year. Bet it.
Oh, fuck it.
I'll bet it. I'll bet against that, actually. Yo, no hate, but I'll bet against it. I'll take that bet. I'll say 50. The Rim Rattler does not make top 5 next year at any game.
Yo, what Flash Metro and them been up to? Nothing?
I have absolutely no fucking idea. Probably playing Guilty Gear and getting ready for Seasons beatings. Because he was all like, oh, he was going to suck. He was going to suck.
Seasons beatings. Sunday.
Yeah, they're gonna be they got a tournament in October in Atlanta if y'all wanted to come. It's called Impact Clash.
Yeah, we'll all be in Ohio in October, dude.
Yeah, fuck that. I wanna make another South Florida major. My goal for at least, it's my long-term goal for within 1 or 2 years. I want to bring back a South Florida major. Probably hold it somewhere near South Miami Beach so all of you bastards have a reason to come down other than games, a.k.a. chicks. and
We
nice
don't need
water.
it.
What are those? Can you explain to me what those
And the
are?
Meg brothers.
Oh, Keits, you
What
don't know
are
what
these
chicks
chicks
are?
you speak of?
They're this mystical, like, creature that every now and then shows their faces at tournaments. I don't know if you've
Do
seen
they
them.
make me
They got,
character
like,
neckties?
Sort of. They're like boobies. They got like boobies and shit. I don't know if you know about those.
I've seen some
know what
guys at
shit
EVO
is.
that had them.
No. You're looking for the ones that actually look nice with them on.
Oh.
If you think the guy looks nice with boobies on, you need to immediately shoot yourself in the foot 5 times.
Yeah, because they didn't look good. They were just like disgustingly hypnotic. Best way to
And
describe.
boobies?
Yeah.
2DF,
People
baby.
just need to get a hairier chest.
Exactly.
Anyways, no, yeah.
Keats is thinking the right way.
So who would come out to a South Florida? Who would come out to a South Florida like major? If I were to tell you it was close to South Miami Beach, and
I'd
because of
go.
that, there are hot chicks.
I'd
Well,
fully
pretty much
go.
only fly to 2 tournaments a year, and those are probably going to remain EVO and final round unless something changes.
Thank you, Keith, for giving final round love.
Yeah,
Final
I'm
round
planning on
Oh,
is-
dude, I know final round.
Amazing.
Final round is the shit.
That's right.
But apparently, a lot of people go to Seasons beatings.
Well, that's a
I don't-
drive for me. I will be at season
that's
meetings,
got a
that's not
cool
fight for
name.
me.
I mean, I'm sorry. Season's beating sounds better than final round.
Seasons beatings originated from Keats tournaments.
Ah.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Hold on.
Back in
Yo,
the day,
yo,
Ohio was
wait a
done,
minute. Who just said that about better than final round?
The name sounds better.
Yeah, but at the same time, the tournament's better. but you know, season beat is just starting out again, so. Nah, final
Dude,
round is one of the best.
Here's the thing.
You know what the
Season's
funny thing
beating
about season
sounds
beatings
better,
is?
but I'm gonna be at final round. That's the thing.
Yeah,
You know what
that's right. You be there.
You know what the funny thing about Seasons beatings is that I think it's been like sort of like a third tournament Fuji that's thrown at the major. The first year it was alright. The second year it was like holy fuck. It went from like whatever tournament to holy fucking shit. What the hell
Yeah, it
happened?
got huge. Because Fuji's
Yeah.
a hype machine. He knows how to throw together special side events that are really attractive.
Yeah, Fuji is
Plus,
probably.
their venue is unbelievable. Have you guys been to Seasons beatings, to Momo?
I've seen pictures.
It's like,
And
oh, it's so
it's
good, dude.
fucking- Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty sick.
The only
I
thing
kinda
that
wanna do
sucks
that.
is that their microphone system echoes and you can't hear what whoever's saying. But
Nice.
like, it's an awesome venue. It's basically a bubble tea bar. It's got like all kinds of ridiculously awesome snacks and entrees, and it's got tons of room for them to set up TVs really spaced out for everything. And I don't know, it's absurdly great. It's a great
Sounds
venue.
awesome.
So they have room for strippers?
They have room for them, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, strippers in a gaming event, that doesn't sound right.
They did that in
That
St.
sounds
Louis.
perfect.
You know that?
Dude.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, they called their tournament sluts.
Oh, cool.
St. Louis Underground something, blah, 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 and they had strippers at the tournament. And they were apparently
Yeah.
very mean to the nerds.
Well, yeah, of course, because the nerds kept trying to fondle them with video game controls. Or sticks.
Yeah, and the strippers were like, "Don't you even want to look at my titties? I bet you don't even have a penis." And the guy was like, "Get away from me! I'm trying to win at Tekken."
Pretty sure one guy said to lean over in front of me so I could use you as a table for my stick.
Dope.
I hear someone.
Yeah, I almost drove down to Sluts, but I ended up having to work that weekend.
Nice. So, what do you guys think is going to happen to Texas Showdown from now on after that whole fiasco? I don't think you ever heard the end, did we?
Oh, Texas Showdown should die.
Like Texas shit down.
Yeah. I mean, who
There
really
you go.
cares? The Showdown.
I will totally throw my tournament in the Texas Showdown, original Texas Showdown slot, not the new one where it was right next to Final Round, or right on top of Final Round. I'm gonna throw my shit, like, a little bit around there. Of
Don't
their
throw your
old
shit. It's very ape-like.
random, anyways. Yeah. Totally want some, powerful South Florida challenge. Old school.
Well, I remember, like, back in 04, 05, there were tournaments in Florida, like, every few months.
Yeah, the Orlando tournament. But
Yeah.
I think David Calm Warrior just has not had the time to seriously run anything lately. So because our tournament scene is kind of coughing up and dying, I want to run something to keep it alive. And with all these new games coming out, it's going to be a good idea to sort of keep people motivated. So when the new games come out, everyone hops right on top. It doesn't like sit around and wait. Because it would be kind of a shame if I go to EVO again with only 2 people from Florida and they both happen to be complete scrubs. No offense to one of them who's currently sleeping right now and chuckling at the fact that I just called him a scrub.
Hello, Danny and Chris. What's good?
No, it's just Chris, and right now he has a toasted dick in his mouth.
Oh. They're delicious, so I don't blame him.
Toasted dicks are the official food of EVO.
That's right.
Of EVO 08. Because every time we say something about a dick, this guy turns into a Quiznos commercial.
Little cock gobbling monster.
Redneck tree what? But yeah, what the... Keits, are you playing a fucking DS game?
No, dude, that's always Rorik smashing on buttons on 2DF while he's on the radio.
Holy shit.
I'm playing Fatal Fury 3.
Why the fuck are you playing Fatal Fury 3?
It gets tight.
Yeah.
Rorik likes every game.
It's a tight crock of shit. Nah, I'm playing Fatal Fury 3 though, right? All those old games that nobody gave a fuck about because there was seriously like a million of them. There's a good, by the way, I think we released like 60-something iterations of Fatal Fury. Which one do you want to play? I don't know. There's like 60 of them. Which one's good? We don't know. Oh, well, fuck that.
Feel about 2.
Just play like the latest.
Everybody complains. It's either Real About 2 or Mark of the Wolves. And then you've got
the latest. Play the latest flavor of KOF and get it over with.
Well, yeah, honestly, right now, I think the whole SNK community should stick with 98 Ultimate Match.
And then wait for 12 and then hop immediately on that.
Yeah. But it's not going to happen. The SNK community is full of, like, bitches and shit.
Well, SNK community...
Sadly true.
I mean, I've been dealing with this in years.
You heard it here first. You're all full of bitches.
Yeah.
Inside of each and every one of you, there's a little bitch. And that's actually why I stopped playing SNK games, because there's no point.
Like,
you got
the
that
SNK community is so weird, because you got guys like in Chicago, like Random1234, who, you know, less than a year and a half ago was a total scrub, shows up to tournaments and enters anyway, just to try and test his mettle, comes out a year later and is like vastly improved, very challenging to defeat, and then you have everybody else, who's, like Gibby said, little bitches, and they don't want to enter because the top player entered, and they want to play as their favorite character, not the top tier.
And the thing that got to me was that when people said, is the tournament free? If it's free, I'll enter. Which, it's just like, you know, that seems to be like the whole reason why that NeoWave tournament was held.
That's
I'm
right.
sure if he charged $3, he wouldn't have
sandbag.
And that's the thing. It's just like, why the hell are you going to hold a free tournament? And why for a game that, like, literally no one but you cares about for? I mean, shit. I was trying to hold Real About 2. Everybody kept coming up to me and asking me, what's up with Real About 2? I had, like, literally over 20 people ask me about it. And that shit didn't happen because...
sandbag on that shit.
Yeah, like, no one was there after everything finished. I finished up World Heroes Perfect. That went smooth. That went well, except for the goddamn recording. And then I held Mark of the Wolves. People bitched out of that, and they also bitched out of World Heroes Perfect. And shit, after that was just casuals for Real About. And the whole screwed up, fucked up 98 tournament. That took, I mean, seriously, Nocturnal was there, and it took him like 4 to 5 hours to play one of his matches.
Yeah, I got to play my first one, and then I never got called for my second one. And it's just like, I don't understand how you could say you couldn't find me in that ballroom.
Yeah, you were all, I mean, seriously, I knew where to find you each time. It's like,
I left my pools like every few minutes to check back with my side tournaments to see what was going on. And then I ran back to my pools.
Or you were running in...
my ass, man. Go ahead.
But yeah,
I mean, I was the only guy in the room in a tie all weekend.
Yeah, everyone else was in sweat. That's it. It's like shit. I mean...
So, but I wasn't the only one. XTG got, he didn't get to play his losers match either.
I think this shit's unfucking fair, dog. The motherfuckers, I don't know, man.
Well, I can understand.
Lucas is like, you know how it goes, Adam. I couldn't find you, so I DQ'd you. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. How am I supposed to improve and get to play the good players?
Well, the thing is, he could have gone on the mic, because anytime I needed something announced, I just went up to Ponder and he just did it right away.
Yeah,
he didn't
super
ask
nice
why.
about it.
He didn't tell me fuck you. He didn't say any of that shit. He's like, okay, sure, and he announced it right in front of me.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's like, I don't. If someone says, "Oh, the EVO staff was being a dick about it," that's bullshit.
Yeah, they couldn't have been nicer to everyone.
I know, because serious shit, they didn't have to announce crap for us. Our side tournaments have nothing to do with them.
Right, but they're in support of the fighting game community in general. You know,
Yeah.
They don't want to not help. They just don't want it on their shoulders.
Yeah, they've already got enough on there. It's with Marvel. And that whole, like, I mean, serious, like, how many people was it? Like 70 to 80 people surrounding one small TV?
Yeah, that's
jumping up
they
and
need
down.
their own. They need their own space.
Yeah, because, like, serious shit, during the tournament, I think I was playing Lucas at the time. Some asshole kicks me in the shoulder while I'm playing because he's standing on a chair, leaning, trying to see the money match. Shit pissed me off.
I bet it did.
I still kicked his ass, though. That's all that mattered.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, but we'll see. If I do make it to final round, from what people are telling me, it's a lot more organized and everything.
Yeah, man, Larry don't play that shit, dog.
Well, there's a BYOC in the final round, isn't there?
Yeah, in your room.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's the way. I've been in, like, Guilty Gear players' rooms where there's 40 to 50 people packed up. It's like a hot sausage fest in there. It's fucking nasty as shit. You go in there and you just, like, automatically feel the heat, smell the must and all that. You just want to get the hell out.
Yeah, it's like that sometimes, man. Then they got the fucking prostitutes. The pregnant prostitutes, you know.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of that yet. Honestly, I don't want to see any of that either. But yeah, shit. If this shit happens again next year, hopefully it's ran more smoothly. Top priority has to be 98
Dark
or...
E's got banned from SRK for getting baited and yelling at some people, and then like, today I'm...
banned. I still see him post. How can he be banned?
That's not him post. Somebody's posting for him.
Oh.
Random lurker.
Really?
And then, so like he
Are you
got
talking
banned
about
for,
RMD Luker, right?
Yeah, random lurker.
Yeah, RMD Luker. So that guy's posted for him and stuff.
So like somebody today was like, so Darkies, where are the videos of all your matches against actual good players and blah blah blah. And Lucas exploded at that guy too. It's like, goddamn fool, stop getting baited and being so like angry and uppity all the time. Like you got something to prove.
Yeah.
It's like he's such a bad example for everything that like he needs to be an example for in the position he's put himself into. It's really frustrating for someone who cares about the community.
Could you say that one more time, Keits?
No, I won't.
Put himself into.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he did. He wasn't like an elected representative of some group. He's the guy who travels and makes the most noise. So.
Well, he claims to be the leader of the SNK scene. So
Right.
that right there is just like.
Well, I told him in the thread, I said, I'm going my separate way. I'm not part of that anymore. I've tried to lend my hand to help it go in a positive and productive direction, and it continues to go down other directions. So I'm going to distance myself from it.
Well, last year was actually pretty good for SNK compared to this year. I mean,
Yes.
other than 98. 98, that had a great turnout. I mean, I knew it was going to have a big turnout, but I didn't expect 40.
Right, but
And-
then so many people were getting DQ'd and shit.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You got a good turnout, but then you dropped the ball in the actual tournament.
How many people were there for World Heroes Perfect last year?
We ran it early in the morning, so we got 8, but I think we would have got about 12 to 14 if we run it later, because I talked to a bunch of people who wanted to enter, but they slept instead, which I don't
Yeah.
understand either.
Well, because we held the Breakers tournament, and that got a bunch of people just because of Duran. Everyone,
Yeah.
it's supposed he was the best, and then that had 14 or 15 people. Afterwards,
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, it was good, and it wasn't recorded. Nothing was recorded last year other than fucking Neowave, I think. And what, Realbot 2 had 22 entries, and Mark of the Wolves had like 26 or 27.
Somehow I got 5th in both of those with my
that's
mad
good.
random skills.
Hell
But
yeah.
then now I've actually learned how to play them both. So,
Yeah, it's all fun. I mean, hell, get in the Breakers too. Kick some ass in that. Have fun with
no,
it.
I'm
It's fun.
good at breakers.
Okay.
Nobody sees Alcyon 3 coming. They're like, oh, he's bottom tier. Yeah, I'll show you.
I kicked so many Allison asses today on 2DF.
They don't know how to play him, man. He's not
Obviously.
godlike, but he's sneaky. He's good.
No, they can't stand up against that beast Ryla. Just keep crouch fierce in them all day.
Yeah, that's true. She's tough.
Hey, y'all talking
What's that?
about Gyro?
No.
We were at one point, but you're like about 2 hours too late. And I don't
Yeah.
think he's- But yeah. Last year was good. I don't know how many entries the KOF games had, but we tried holding 98. Well, actually, I left before 98 was trying to be held. I got like sick of being there, and I wanted to go watch the UFC shit. And it turns out I was late for the UFC crap too. But from what I heard, 98 didn't get held. I believe Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, which was supposed to be the biggest event, according to several people, didn't happen either. And was 11 around last year?
Yes.
Okay, because I didn't see that. I'm not into KOF 11, so
It was just as boring, though. It was still Kulagato, Oswald, and a handful of other characters.
Yeah.
There were a few people in the Smash rooms trying to prod me into talking about the Brawl finals a little bit. I was waiting for people to hop on the call that were actually watched it, so it wasn't just me tooting my own horn. But
You got to toot your horn right now because you just got SNK in the room right now.
yeah, well, I'll say that as the loudest voice in the kind of crusade to keep Smash balls and items and stages around, that this tournament was pretty much exactly everything I needed it to be to finally cement the fact that I know what I'm talking about, and that if you were not listening to me, you were listening to lies. A lot of people are on my side too. They're just not as loud as me. So big credit to them for, being able to open their eyes and see things for themselves and not being scared of, taking on a little bullshit to try and find a solution. But, it turns out that a lot of people told me that I sucked at the game and I wouldn't be able to make it out of the pools, but I did. I qualified top 16. And then there were a lot of other doom prophecies about this and that, how with items on, the game was going to be a camp fest. Players would just stake one position and wait for items to spawn or wait for the Smash Ball to spawn. But what actually happened was that everyone was extremely hyper-aggressive and tried to control as much space on the map as possible so that most of the item spawns would be theirs. Fights over the Smash Ball were very back and forth. Players with a good Smash Ball strategy really showed that they had a good game plan against other people who just kind of attacked it as soon as it appeared. I mean, you could really tell the difference between people who just practice, tournament Smash versus Smash with everything around. And then the finals were just totally amazing. The level of skill was great. We saw multiple people evading the Landmaster tank super. We saw multiple people evading Peach's super, multiple evades of Marth's super, multiple evades of Rob's super. The players were avoiding a lot of people were like, Smash Balls and Hammers, that's ridiculous. So Hammers were in question as well. Almost nobody picked up a Black Hammer. They avoided them like the plague. Somebody picked up the Gold Hammer and was killed for doing so. It's just it couldn't have gone better. The sequence of events were just perfect, and there was pretty much an example of why everything works. And hopefully they'll listen to me again next year, and they'll add a few more of the things in that I think work. and we'll kind of get that that real hype game that everyone really enjoyed seeing going. I was really surprised too. A lot of people have said that Smash people have always said that Street Fighter people don't consider their game a real game because of all the items, so they turn them off. But it wasn't until we injected all that back into the game that a lot of Street Fighter players said, "Hey, I actually really enjoyed watching that. I kind of want to try it now." The feedback from non-tournament smashers is just overwhelmingly positive. And then, of course, the feedback from most smashers has been that of what you would expect. Oh, that was just so-and-so getting lucky, and I would rather see people get kills with their character's hands instead of throwing a sword.
Yeah.
But there have been quite a few people who are now on the fence and willing to play the game both ways because they were at EVO, they saw the finals, and they were like, wow, that really isn't the Doom prophecy that everyone said it was going to be. And it was actually like really fast, really fun, really hype, and really aggressive gameplay. So, yeah, definitely a victory for those who have been in support of this side of the argument for quite some time. So pat yourselves on the back. I really appreciate everyone's support and help in making this happen. So, and I appreciate EVO staff taking a chance and giving little old me the microphone so I could do commentary. I had a really good time, and I'll be back next year.
Cool.
So that's that. Hopefully you guys in the brawl room are happy. If you have any questions, just spit them out in the brawl room in text, and I'll give you that answer.
Well, I'm not into Brawl. I haven't played Brawl yet, but I used to be in the Melee, and everyone plays it. No items, no nothing. Final destination only, and that's like the most boring shit I've ever dealt with. And same thing with last year's EVO finals. That was fucking boring.
Yeah, it was pretty boring. I actually was one of the people in the crowd during EVO Finals last year who defended it. I said, this may be boring, but you guys just don't understand what's happening. And I explained to a lot of the people sitting around me a lot of the technical stuff that was happening, and I said, this game is actually really deep and really hard to play. And, I earn a little respect there with the Smash community, and then bam, I throw it all away when Brawl comes out because I take the opposite stance that we don't have to turn everything off. To me, Melee was a piece of garbage. That game sucked. And they really did need to do what they did to it to make it a competitive game. But they're trying to do the same thing to Brawl, and it's completely unnecessary because this game is much better thought out and it's finished. Melee was obviously rushed and unfinished.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Brawl was exciting. I mean, everyone in the room that was watching enjoyed it. I mean, I wasn't there.
Almost everyone. I have a feedback thread up, and feedback's the majority of it's positive. There are still a few people who really didn't get it or didn't like it, and that's okay. It can't be for everyone. A lot of us didn't really like watching Third Strike.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. Third Strike, it's like year in, year out, you see the same exact things all the time. It's just not as hyped as Marvel, and that's the only reason it doesn't get the cheers that Marvel does.
But, it's nice because not only is Smash new, but the top 8 had a great variety of characters. We had 2 Marths, both of which who were willing to switch characters. One of them switched to Wolf, one of them switched to Day. We had 2 Snakes, and then we had a Peach, which was very surprising, a Lucas, which was very, very surprising. We had a Falco, which is expected, and we had a Rob, which is expected. But there were no Meta Knights, which was very interesting. And there were a few other, really top-tier characters that you would expect to see make it that didn't. The items really do help to balance out the game's cast. Characters that don't have range, if they play smart with items, they can get range. Players that do a lot of damage but don't have killing power, if they play well and get the items that they need, they can get the killing power that they need. So you see a lot of the deficiencies of the characters that held them back kind of fading away or becoming less important. Everybody prophesized that Sonic would be God tier with Smash Balls on because the Supersonic's Super is the best, and there was no Sonic in the top 8. So I don't know.
What did you place in Brawl?
13th with my Wario. I actually played CPU, the champion, very first round, and he is very good. And that was kind of a depressing match. I kind of felt like, man, maybe they were right. Maybe I am out of my league. But I had my first match in losers, and I won that pretty easily. And then CPU told me that he thinks I'm the best person in his bracket other than himself. So that was a confidence booster. And I made it out of my pool with relative ease, mixing it up with my Wario and biting the shit out of people. There was one guy in my pool who was he was winning in losers bracket a lot. But he was still all complaints about items and how stupid they were and how stupid it was when he killed someone with Diddy's Final Smash and stuff. So playing him was a real treat for me because he had Diddy, and he was going to set up a nice, a really nice banana trap on me and shit like that. So he threw the bananas at Wario, and then I ate them. And then he threw some items at me, and I ate those. And then I killed him. And then he switched to Day, and he threw some Waddle Dees at me, and I ate those. And then I bit him, and then I killed him. It was just fun, like, eating everything he threw at me. Could tell he was not happy with how it was going. Semifinals was, I was intimidated immediately because I was watching the guys play, and I'm like, okay, a lot of these guys are definitely better than me. I had to play an Olimar player, and I have next to no experience playing against that character to begin with. So already I know from the outset that I'm going to have to spend time learning how to deal with this character. And it's probably going to be the end of the line for me in the tournament. First round was ugly. Like, I'm pretty sure he 3-stocked me. I know how to counterpick that character, though, even though I don't play against him. So I took him to Big Blue, and I eked out a win on Big Blue, because that stage is fucking terrible for Olimar. But then third game, it was back to familiar territory for him. I made it look a little better, and I was starting to figure it out, like figure out how to approach him and stuff. But he got me, and I was out. So, yeah, that's how it goes. I was pretty happy to get out of my pool. I did a victory lap around the room, yelling and screaming.
Yep. Pretty sure everybody saw that.
Hopefully somebody got it on video, so there will be some embarrassing footage of me on good old YouTube.
Well, I know Azeroth was recording, like, pretty much everything, so he may have gotten footage of that.
Nice.
We can always ask him to see what happened.
I was running around looking for Ski Sonic because I knew he'd be proud of me, but I couldn't find him.
Ah, damn.
Proud of what?
He pulled a black man vanish.
Proud of what?
What?
Proud of what?
Proud of what?
Dude, I just got back from, like, my shit not working. Like, my cell phone coughed up a dick.
I was proud of qualifying in Smash.
I was proud of you qualifying in Smash. Kind of. No homo.
There were some dudes at the at EVO filming a documentary about competitive gaming, and they got a nice, like, 45-minute interview with me. They interviewed Seth and Surdlin and a few other players as well, like people known for kind of a more philosophical mind about competitive gaming.
Mm-hmm. So Bang the Machine 2?
It's actually called Bang Your Mom. It's kind of a sequel.
Cool. Banger harder.
With a toasted dick.
Yup.
Toasted dicks. So yeah, I think Bunkei went to sleep.
Hey, Bunkei.
So I guess we could be done whenever we feel like it. Otherwise, this is pretty much a conference call that like 12 people are listening to.
Yeah, it seems like it. Or we're listening to that, and also DeadlyRaveNeo playing Fatal Fury 3 or Real Bout.
I'm playing Fatal Fury 3. It's pretty fun. You got too much stuff you gotta learn in this game. Too much stuff you gotta do in this game, pretty much. It's like...
It's like Silence?
What?
Yeah, he just seems like his train of thought just ended right there.
Yeah, it's derailed.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, how much were rooms at final round last year? How much were they? Or this past?
They were pretty cheap, dude.
Weren't they like 60 or 70 a night or something?
Oh shit!
I think so.
It's like dude. Final round is at like a Holiday Inn. It's not expensive.
Oh shit! Yeah, that improves my chances of going then.
Yeah. I split into a room with like 8 people, so for the 3 nights or something, it was like $40.
That's good.
Yeah.
And the food around.
I might move in a better apartment, man.
How was
You
the
gotta
food
get
around
another job.
the place? You gotta start dipping the finger in the chili.
Yeah. I don't know. Atlanta's the home of Chick-fil-A. I was happy.
Chick-fil-A tastes like shit to me.
Yeah, when we almost got shot going to Popeyes.
Yeah, it's true. Rourke and I almost got shot going to Popeyes by some guys who were looking for someone. But they saw me and I was white and they were like, yeah, that's not who we're looking for.
Let's get the white guy and shoot. No, not him.
No, it's pretty much like it ain't him type shit. I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, remember the cat that was here with that for final round, man? Remember we was going to Popeyes, man, and them cats was looking for somebody. My brother's here.
Yeah, I figured as much. Is he still living with you?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, you gonna get another job, Rourke?
I'm about to go to Comcast and get another job, to get a job at Comcast, dude. When I went to pay my bill yesterday, I talked to one of the supervisors. They said they got a job fair that's gonna be going down.
Cool.
So I'm gonna be hooking up cable to. And the more jobs I do, the more I get paid. So it's pretty much up to me.
I know a few people that do that shit around here for Time Warner. They actually get good money. They work at their own pace too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you said
I might just go back to doing porn. You know, I mean.
Well, porn is always fun, but the problem is with that you always have a chance of catching AIDS or syphilis or something like that, or getting a chick pregnant, which isn't always.
I had crabs once. You know,
greatest thing.
cool.
Crabs aren't fun.
It looked just like little crabs too, like little bitty claws and everything. It's just pretty.
One of the guys in the thread said Smash Ball is like A Sakura versus K characters. It's basically a free character, but there's so many opportunities to kill her or bait or avoid that it becomes a whole new skill set as the game evolved and people in K started not to fear Sakura as much. Moral of the story, practice versus Smash supers extensively and your chances of dying to them will decrease dramatically. Of course, the anti-items guys never have, so all they do is cry.
That's pretty much true. Right now, there's actually a pretty decent post that Dastern Marco did on my thoughts on EVO 2K8, but his biggest problem is that he made this comment. The SWF crowd says we've spent thousands of hours determining what the ideal competitive Smash environment looks like, and it is X. I think, and what I pretty much am replying is, I think the distinction we're trying to make is that is not what the ideal competitive Smash environment is, but what the ideal competitive Brawl environment is. And I'm pretty much saying we don't know what the environment is at this point because we seriously do not have years of testing, which is what's going to eventually reveal it. So for now, reaching a middle compromise, considering that items are really not that bad this time around, would make the most sense. The problem is that no one wants to see each side's point. That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah, that's about right. I mean, they can say they have years of testing, but Brawl hasn't been out for years, and it's not the same game as Melee. And anyone who uses that in their argument is auto-fail.
Do we even have like 6 months of testing for Brawl, or not really yet?
It came out in March. So, no, a little under 6 months.
Yeah. I don't know, I'll try to get into Smash, see how that goes. I don't have a Wii, so I gotta go to the neighbor's house and steal one.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. You know, it always works well when you don't have to pay for anything. Except when you go to a goddamn tournament and steal people's shit. That's fun.
Yep, people always stealing shit.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys know if they ever found that box of converters that was stolen?
I believe they did not.
Nope.
There's always a chance it wasn't stolen and that they forgot to pack it, but I haven't heard anything.
Well, I remember them who was it? I think it was Seth. Nocturnal was telling me that Seth was there talking about it at the BYOC.
I know they weren't happy about that.
Oh yeah, no one would be.
Sint from the Brawl Room says, don't forget Keits, they banned that shit like day one, no testing whatsoever, and I'll have to correct him a little on that. They actually banned that shit before the game was even out in the United States. So, yeah, no testing whatsoever.
Where? SRK Brawl?
Yeah. Yeah, their philosophy was, let's get rid of it now so it's not in the way, and we'll test it later, and maybe we'll think about putting it back in if we find over time that it works. And it's like, that's not how you do it. It'll never come back if you do it that way.
Yeah.
Your only option is to turn it all on and then try it and see if it works or not, and then play it out. Like, a lot of the items can interact with each other in such ways that you would never discover if you add them in one by one. You just got to put them all in and start taking out the problems. Oh, whatever. It's an old discussion. EVO is a great success. Next year is probably going to have similar rules, maybe a few more items on if I raise my voice enough, and I'll be using what little pull I have with Seasons Beatings and Final Round to get them to run items tournaments as well. Looks like Seasons Beatings is going to have one, so and I got to talk to Larry about Final Round.
So what does the Smash community think about you now?
Most of them probably still don't like me so much, but I'm sure at least the people who were there and saw it, some of them at least have turned their head and maybe thought, hey, I've been lied to. It's really not as bad as they said, and maybe it is okay if people play both ways. And when the videos get out, I think a lot more people are going to be able to see, their favorite high-level Smash players playing in an environment they've never even considered before and realize that, hey, this actually works. And, I don't have to play just one way. I don't have to be an items off guy or an items on guy. I can just be a Smash player and go to any event and enjoy the game, whichever way that particular event has decided to play it.
Well, hopefully they start, getting more open-minded, because, goddamn.
It's tough for them. This is their first new game. They've never had a game switch before. They are really at a loss for how this whole thing works. Whereas, our group went through it countless times.
Well, technically they do have 64 to Melee.
They didn't really have a competitive community during 64. Their competitive community really boomed a year or two into Melee. That was when it was kind of started to really explode in size. So, a lot of people who joined the Smash community as competitors didn't even do so until the debate was over and items were gone from Melee. So that's just how it's always been. And,
people adopted it.
How dare someone want to do it differently?
Yeah. Like Burnham, he's a witch and shit.
Well, yeah, I am a little bit.
Oh, okay.
You witch.
That's right.
You the flying on a broom kind of witch?
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Yahoo. Kick the Goomba.
Yahoo!
Right. Well, I think I'm out of things to say, unless you guys have something else to bring up. Probably gotta go.
Well,
EVO catering kicked ass.
Yeah, EVO catering was pretty baller. Everyone who missed EVO this year, shame on you. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Honestly, Tropicana was like a rundown dump, but it was right on the strip, which was perfect, and free food for everybody. If people bitch about not getting something to eat, they're fucking nuts.
Yeah, the event was incredible, and if they can put a show that good on in such a dump, we're probably in for a real treat next year with all those new games and probably a better hotel.
Well,
I know I wouldn't miss it.
I read, I think it was Inkblot or Ponder's post. They said that they were trying to get the MGM at first.
Yeah, I really hope that next year they can get it.
Yeah, that'll kick ass.
And that's even closer to the food court we all walked to, so.
Oh, yeah.
What food court did you guys go to?
The one that overcharges everybody.
Yeah, but it's food court.
Yeah, better than nothing.
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
if you walk from the Tropicana, like, right past the MGM Grand and then down another, like, I don't know, 40, 50 feet, there was a food court. Like Subway and Wendy's and Del Taco and shit. It's price jacked stuff. Like
I
everything
like
on
Del
the strip,
Taco.
but, I mean, it was fine. It was food. So.
Yeah, Tropicana needs to be, like, torn down already. Rebuilt something better, because that place just looks ghetto as hell compared to everything else on the strip.
Yeah. The elevator situation was pretty bad, too.
Yeah, I heard people, like, the elevator wasn't working for people and shit.
Yeah, like, when the tournament let out, one of the nights, everybody went to the elevators to go to their rooms, and only 2 out of the 4 of them were working, and they were going really slow, so we all kind of stood in that incredibly blazing hot hallway together for a good 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Damn. I stayed at the Planet Hollywood. Shit was great.
There you go.
All they did was blast Justin Timberlake music. They had, like, dance whores outside the damn place dancing. It was great.
I walked the strip and collected some Horomon cards.
Oh, yeah, those are great. You just got the little people just throwing it, like, hitting that shit on
Yeah,
the head.
they flick them, and then it says, like, Kelly, $39 special.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I collect those, so, like, I gotta catch them all, right?
Yeah.
They're Horomon cards, so if you have any I don't have, I'll trade you. I got a few duplicates.
I don't know, I only got one, but then I threw it away.
Oh, I had a whole pocket full of them, man. Those things are hilarious. My roommate was looking through them, and he said a lot of them are pictures of porn stars, so those probably aren't even the girls that would show up at your door if you called for the $49 Britney special.
Oh, speaking of cards, how is that Sir Lynn's game?
Yomi's pretty
awesome.
good. Yeah.
'Cause I was watching you guys play it, but when I was trying to get into it, I had to go to the BOIC again and check something out. And then, like, 10 minutes later, I got word that I had to go.
Yeah.
Shit. How long has that thing been around for?
3 years.
Damn. I'm old. I don't know about that shit. Brand new.